Live from the capital city of St. John's, this is Antigua Barbuda Today.
Good morning and thanks so much for joining us this Tuesday morning for First Look, the first hour of Antigua Barbuda Today. Today's date, Tuesday, February 17, 2026. I'm Ursula Charles Jr.
And I'm Alicia George. Thank you for waking up with us as usual. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines this morning.
The local news is brought to you by State Insurance Company Limited.
In the headlines, talks to resume today after delegates shift from the conference table to reception at Hodges Bay Resort and Spa last evening.
Prime Minister Brown mounts a strong defense of regional citizenship by investment programs, urging European partners to keep dialogue open.
Antigua Planned Parenthood Association says planning ahead is crucial for healthier families as countries push SDG 3 targets.
And taxi man walks free after a High Court jury returns a not guilty verdict in a December 2022 rape case. Well, good morning once again. We begin with this story. After a full day of high-level debate on trade and investment, delegates at the Caribbean EU Parliamentary Assembly traded the conference table for a more relaxed setting last evening. Government officials, parliamentarians and diplomats gathered at the Hodges Bay Resort and Spa for a reception aimed at keeping the conversation going.
ABS's James J. Roche, Alicia, has that story.
As day one of the Caribbean EU Parliamentary Assembly wraps up, the mood shifts from policy-heavy debate to diplomacy over finger foods and fresh conversations here at Hodges Bay Resort and Spa. Government officials, parliamentarians, diplomats, and stakeholders are spending the evening networking and continuing conversations that began earlier in the day. The reception brings together Caribbean and European representatives after a full day of discussions on trade, investment, and the future of the Economic Partnership Agreement. Trade Minister, the Honorable E.P. Chet Green, welcomes the delegates, calling the gathering a Caribbean moment and a milestone for the region.
With brevity of forethought, I bid you welcome to Antigua Barbuda. I not only extend greetings and wishes on behalf of Antigua Barbuda, host country, but by extension the entire Caribbean, since this is a Caribbean moment.
Earlier in the day, delegates wrestled with how to make the EU-Caribbean partnership deliver more for small and vulnerable economies. Now this reception keeps the dialogue going, just in a more informal way. And the minister also encourages visitors to experience Antigua and Barbuda beyond the meeting rooms.
I'm not only Minister of Foreign Affairs, I'm also Minister of Trade. And I always insist that my guests do leave something in St. John's by way of trade. So again, we welcome you. Enjoy the evening. Enjoy the remaining moments of the parliamentary session. And enjoy Antigua Barbuda.
Organizers say the informal setting is deliberate, a chance for decision makers to connect ahead of another full day of meetings.
The message here is simple. The conversation don't stop when the microphones go off. With a full slate of talks ahead, leaders are using moments like these to build relationships they hope will turn policy promises into real results for the region. From Hodges Bay Resort and Spa, I am James J. Roche reporting for ABS News.
Antigua Barbuda remains in the international spotlight this hour as we host the first plenary session of the Caribbean EU Parliamentary Assembly. The meetings are happening at the Conference Center at AUA, the latest in a string of high-level events Antigua Barbuda has hosted. Ahead of further talks today, we recap the key issues on the table, starting with what Prime Minister the Honorable Gaston Brown had to say at yesterday's opening. Alicia.
Antigua and Barbuda is hosting the first plenary session of the Caribbean EU Parliamentary Assembly, bringing together regional leaders and members of the European Parliament for talks on climate change, security, trade and development. The meeting, held at the American University of Antigua, marks the first formal sitting of the new parliamentary body established under the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States.
This moment in history, it must be reaffirmed not quietly, not cautiously, but clearly. The EU and the Caribbean must stand together in defending multilateralism, not as rhetoric, but as practical diplomacy and institutional reform.
Prime Minister Honorable Gaston Brown delivered the keynote address, urging a renewed commitment to shared goals amid global uncertainty. He said small states rely on a rules-based international system to protect their interests in a world where power is unevenly distributed, and cautioned against replacing law with political leverage.
It is felt first by small, open economies such as ours in the Caribbean, but as Europe has come to learn, that vulnerability does not remain contained. It spreads outward and eventually reaches even middle powers.
Brown appealed for easier access to European universities, research programs, specialist medical training, and advanced healthcare services. He also called for practical changes to ensure Caribbean small and medium-sized enterprises can fully benefit from the agreement.
Small and medium-sized Caribbean enterprises still struggle to translate access on paper into access in practice. Rules of origin, regulatory complexity, and limited technical capacity too often blunt the promise of the agreement.
Brown also used the opportunity to call for sustained international engagement for Haiti and help to restore stability and facilitate free and fair elections there.
The security situation must be brought under control to stop the suffering of the Haitian people and to facilitate free and fair elections, at which time the democratic institutions of government must be fully restored.
Alicia George for ABS News. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Brown is mounting a strong defense of the region's citizenship by investment programs, pushing back against concerns coming out of Europe. Speaking at the Assembly yesterday, the Prime Minister urged European lawmakers to look at the role CBI plays in keeping small island economies stable and funding development where resources are limited.
This notion that our programs are so risky, I say to you again that the non-immigrant visas that you issue to people all around the world, that is far more risky than those who have our citizenship.
And he warns any move to restrict access or punish CBI countries could hit vulnerable economies hard.
We do not have an abundance of natural and mineral resources. In fact, we are literally on the fringes of global development. And these programs help to maintain socioeconomic stability within the region. And that is why I said earlier that they are extremely important to us.
But the Prime Minister says the region has already been moving to strengthen oversight and integrity.
We recognize that integrity is essential, and we have acted accordingly, tightening, vetting, enhancing regulation, and expanding international cooperation. As I said before, we just had a series of consultations over an 18-month period designed specifically to strengthen our programs, and one of the partners was the European Union.
He's calling for continued dialogue, saying these programs are lawful, transparent, and important to the development in small island states.
In related news, the Honourable Foreign Affairs Minister E.P. Chet Green says hosting this assembly is not just a big event for Antigua Barbuda, it's strategic, especially at a time when global alliances and power dynamics are shifting.
If you take the geopolitical realities of the moment on board and Europe's lead role, then of course we need to have advocates speaking for us. And so to have this meeting here at this time is very timely, very important. Prime Minister this morning gave what I would call the roadmap for the expectations of the relations, how it should unfold. And so again, we could not get this kind of opportunity just by simply attending a meeting in a European capital or, somewhere else via Zoom.
Meanwhile, Minister Green has delivered a blunt reality check at the Caribbean EU Parliamentary Assembly, saying nearly 2 decades after the economic partnership agreements, their promise remains largely unfulfilled. He points to tiny export numbers to Europe despite duty-free access and argues the deal is moving European goods into the region faster than it's helping Caribbean businesses scale up and diversify.
With a review of our 18 years since signing the agreement, an agreement which we hailed as a new model for development, 18 years on, I want to candidly assess what we've covered, the achievements, the gaps. And I want to suggest to us that this promise of the partnership remains largely unfulfilled for many of us.
Minister Green backs that up with numbers from Antigua Barbuda saying exports to the EU remain minuscule despite duty-free access. He argues the agreement does not focus enough on development cooperation, leaving small businesses squeezed by high energy and logistical costs, limited scale and tough standards.
All firms in Antigua Barbuda are small, operate in fragmented markets and face prohibitive costs in energy and logistics. They lack the capacity to meet EU technical standards or navigate non-tariff barriers. And without targeted, tangible assistance, we are asking our businesses to compete in a Formula One race on a bicycle.
From the European Commission side, officials stress the EPA still offers tariff-free access and a stable framework, but concede there's unfinished business and a need to push the partnership forward.
And of course, the agreement was framed as a trade and development agreement with capacity building seen as an important component. But as Ms. Francis pointed out, this fact that we continue to offer tariff-free and quota-free access to our market is an important element that shouldn't be forgotten.
And chair of the Jamaica Trade Facilitation, Patricia R. Francis, says access alone won't fix the gap. She says small Caribbean producers can compete in Europe with unique artisan-style products, but only if the region builds the standards, certification and quality system the market demands.
Generally speaking, what I have witnessed in the Caribbean is people produce something and then they want to figure out, where can I sell it? Life doesn't work like that. You have to start from market and work back. How are you going to adapt what you have to the market?
In other stories, as nations push toward achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 3, the Antigua Planned Parenthood Association says planning ahead is crucial for healthier families and stronger communities. Those goals include reducing maternal deaths, ending preventable child deaths, and improving gender equality. Alicia Humphreys reports.
The Antigua Planned Parenthood Association is reminding the public that preparation and safe sex are essential cornerstones of healthy family planning. Clinic nurse Andy James Joseph says when considering family planning, individuals should reflect on whether they have a steady and sufficient source of income, assess their mental health and emotional readiness, take into account any pre-existing medical conditions, and carefully consider how these factors may affect their ability to conceive, carry, and care for children.
They are A when you get married. They will still be A when you get married. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of it, yes. So I think it is definitely one of those foundation questions that you want to ask. Do you want children? How many children? How many do you see yourself with? I think definitely that conversation you should do it early in the relationship to determine if this is actually going to be a viable relationship.
She adds that these conversations should be followed by sharing important questions such as where you would like to be in your career and how much time you would prefer between having children.
We're in 2026, I'm planning, okay, you know what, I think maybe I want to have a baby. In 2027, 2028, start exercising. You want to get your body, yes, peak performance, yes, start exercising, changing your nutritional habits, making better choices in terms of your eating habits. There are vitamins that you can start taking your prenatals.
The nurse advises future parents to build strong communities by choosing friends who are willing to correct them when necessary and, in turn, will not hesitate to guide their children. These supportive networks may include other parents or child-free community members. H. Humphreys, ABS News.
In court news this hour, a taxi operator who's also a carpenter is a free man this morning, cleared of a rape charge after a High Court jury returned a not guilty verdict on Monday. The allegation centered on a 19-year-old woman who told the court she was raped at the man's home back in December of 2022. Jurors heard the two had been communicating around that time and met up at Pensioners Beach, where the man claimed they made love before he left to pick up visitors. The complainant agreed they met at the beach, but said he tried to kiss her and she later blocked him, though phone records reportedly showed she blocked and unblocked him multiple times. On the day of the incident, the court heard the two went to his home, drank cranberry juice and vodka, and had sex, which the man maintains was consensual. Evidence also suggested the complainant went to the gym for several hours, then made a report of rape to the police the following day. The jury, 8 women and 1 man, reached a decision after just under 2 hours of deliberations. Curtis Cornelius prosecuted for the Crown, while Wendell Alexander appeared for the defense.
Investigations are continuing this morning into a deadly crash on the Pierce Main Road that has claimed the life of 47-year-old Gregson Hickson of Grace Farm. Police say Hickson was a passenger in a white Honda Fit traveling west early Monday morning when the vehicle left the roadway. Investigators believe the driver swerved to avoid an animal near Welch's supermarket, crashed into a large stone, and the vehicle overturned and caught fire. Fire officers and EMTs removed both men from the vehicle and rushed them to the Sir Lester Bird Medical Center, where Hickson later died. The driver, meanwhile, is reported to be in stable condition. Well, that's it this morning for local news. When we return, regional and international news up next. Stay with us.
This very moment, we believe in you as you believe in yourself, in your desire to secure a future there when you're needed most. Because confidence comes from understanding you're always in safe hands, and the security of knowing these are the moments for every achievement, every step of the way. Live in a better state of mind with State Insurance Company Limited.
Welcome back. Let's now take a look at stories making headlines in the region. Jamaica is renegotiating its long-running medical cooperation program with Cuba amid renewed pressure from the United States. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton confirmed that while the previous memorandum of understanding has expired, nearly 300 Cuban doctors and specialists continue to serve under existing contracts. No new MOU has been signed, and Tufton acknowledged that outstanding requests from Jamaica could jeopardize a final deal. He declined to disclose the specific requirements being sought. The Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, MAG, of Costa Rica has entered into a formal partnership with the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, marking a significant step forward in the country's efforts to enhance its agricultural sector. This collaboration aims to support and implement the government's strategic initiatives to modernize and strengthen agricultural practices across the nation. As part of this agreement, IICA reports that it will assist in executing the verification strategy for the program for sustainable and competitive agriculture, also known as Payment for Results, PFR. The organization stated via a press release that this program is an important tool designed to ensure rigorous technical oversight, promote transparency, and achieve key strategic goals within Costa Rica's agricultural landscape. And finally, on the regional scene, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley robustly defended her new 23-member cabinet, insisting its size is a deliberate design to boost government delivery, accountability, and performance. Speaking at Monday's swearing-in ceremony at Carifesta House, Waterford, where ministers and senators took their oaths of office before President Jeffrey Bostic, a former cabinet minister, Mottley, dismissed concerns over the lineup scale. In total, there are 26 appointments, including 3 ministers of state. Anticipating public debate, Mottley said the configuration was intentional, directly tied to execution and accountability. She argued that elevating portfolios such as the public service, investment, and economic affairs reflected the administration's assessment of where delivery must improve.
To international developments now, U.S. President Donald Trump has said he will be indirectly involved in the talks between Iran and the United States, which are due to begin in Geneva later today. Speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One, the U.S. President added that he believed Iran wanted to make a deal over its nuclear program. The second round of talks in Switzerland follow repeated military threats against Iran over the country's deadly crackdown on anti-government protests and the ongoing dispute over its nuclear program. On Monday, the Foreign Ministry in Tehran said it believed that the U.S. position on the nuclear issue had moved towards a more realistic one. Iran says Tuesday's meeting, mediated by Oman, will focus on its nuclear program and the potential lifting of economic sanctions imposed by the U.S. Washington has previously indicated it wants to discuss other issues as well, such as Iran's missile stockpile. Moving to other news, U.S. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly has said he will seriously consider running for president in 2028 as he battles the Trump administration over a video in which he urged military personnel to refuse illegal orders. The Arizona senator, who was accused of seditious behavior by Donald Trump over the November clip, said he and his wife, Gabrielle Gifford, received many death threats after the president's comments. He says we get them on a weekly basis now. He said also that we had to get security to protect us 24 hours a day. Asked if he was considering a White House run, the retired Navy captain said he was considering it, quote, because we're in some seriously challenging times, end quote. Also in the U.S., Hillary Clinton has accused U.S. President Donald Trump's administration of a cover-up over its handling of files related to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The former U.S. Secretary of State told the BBC in Berlin, where she attended the annual World Forum, quote, get the files out, they are slow-walking it, end quote. The White House insisted that by releasing the files, they had done more for the victims than Democrats ever have. Millions of new files relating to the late sex offender Epstein were released by the U.S. Department of Justice, the DOJ, earlier this month. And finally, we can tell you that Jesse Jackson, a dedicated civil rights activist and presidential candidate, has died. Jackson was a prominent civil rights campaigner who ran twice for the Democratic Party's nomination for president in 1984 and 1988. He was born on the 8th of October 1941. He rose to prominence in the 1960s as a leader in Martin Luther King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And he was present with King when he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, back in 1968. That's a story you can read more about on our social media pages throughout the course of the day. That's our look at regional and international news, Alicia. When we come back,
sporting developments with Garfield Burford. Oh, I forget the weather.
Why is your phone making that sound?
Girl, you didn't get the warning. A tsunami is coming. We have to get to higher ground now.
You know I'm not on Facebook and all those social media stuff.
Facebook? I'm not talking about Facebook. Look, girl, you better get with the technology and get the CAP app on your phone. You get a warning for any kind of disaster as soon as the authority knows.
What?
The app on your phone. Come, let's go.
I'll wait for the news.
Me gone.
Go ahead.
Don't be left behind. Be alert. Stay ready. Get CAP. Be prepared. A message from NODS and the partnership between UNDP, SEDIMA, OCHA, IFRC, and funded by European Union Civil Protection and Humanitarian Aid. Prepare Caribbean.
Welcome back. Before we head to our sporting developments this morning, we'll take a look at the weather for today. If you're planning to head out this morning or even throughout the day, you can expect partly sunny conditions with a 20% or slight chance of passing showers. According to the Met Office, the environment will be generally settled, and generally settled atmospheric conditions will prevail over the next 24 hours. During this time, pockets of low-level moisture and instability embedded in the wind flow could trigger periods of passing showers across the islands. But of course, that chance is a low of 20%. The weather tonight is partly cloudy with a 20% chance or slight chance of passing showers. Winds will blow east at 11 to 26 kilometers per hour or 7 to 16 miles per hour. The seas are forecast to rise as high as 1 to 1.8 meters or 3 to 6 feet. Rainfall to date for the month of February is 40.6 millimeters or 1.6 inches. The sun will set today at 6:10 p.m. and the sun will rise tomorrow, Wednesday, at 6:31 a.m. Of course, our weather forecast was brought to you today by the Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Office. Our services, our forecaster for today was Jaleel Jacobs. After the break, sporting developments with Garfield Burford. Stay with us.
Should have gone to SignPro.
At SignPro, we believe winners deserve more than just a tiny token. Visit SignPro's showroom and see the wide range of high-quality trophies and awards we offer. Make your event unforgettable. SignPro, where winners get the recognition they deserve. Visit us today or call us at 561-1313.
Welcome back. I'm Garfield Burford in this morning for Sharif Sargent with the sporting developments. Let's start with cricket. Antigua and Shonisha Hector has been named in the West Indies women's squad to face Sri Lanka in three one-day internationals and 3 T20 internationals in Grenada starting on Thursday. Hayley Matthews and Deandra Doughton have also been selected in the 15-member squad. Here's a full squad from Terry Andrew.
Hector is among a 15-member squad selected to face Sri Lanka from February 20 to 25 in Grenada as part of their ICC Women's Championship campaign. Captain Hayley Matthews returns to the squad after recovering from a shoulder injury, and all-rounder Deandra Doughton returns to the squad as well after injury kept her out of major 2025 tournaments. The rest of the Maroon Warriors are Vice-Captain Chanel Henry, Aliyah Lean, Sherman Campbell, Desara Claxton, Afi Fletcher, Janella Glasgow, Liliana Grimman, Kiana Joseph, Ashmini Munasar, Krishma Ramharak, Chanel Saw, and Stefani Taylor. Head coach Shane Dates is relishing the challenge of facing Sri Lanka and says the squad is eager to make the most of home conditions. It will be the first time in 10 years the West Indies Women's Series will be played on the Spice Isle of Grenada. Terry Andrew, ABS Sports.
More cricket. Australia's hopes of reaching the Super 8 stage of the T20 World Cup are all but over after Sri Lanka's Pathum Nissanka hit a brilliant unbeaten 100 to condemn them to an 8-wicket defeat in Pallekele. Stunned by Zimbabwe in their second outing on Friday, Australia needed a win to keep their qualification fate in their own hands, but it is Sri Lanka who march into the next round. Australia posted 181 in their 20 overs, an opening partnership of 104 between Travis Head and Mitchell Marsh. That should be Mitchell Marsh, gave the Aussies the perfect start, but they could not capitalize as the other 9 wickets fell for just 77 runs in 11 overs. Dashan Himantha got 3 for 37 and Dashmuntha Chimera picked up 2 for 36. The hosts, chasing 182 for victory, were led by Pathum Nissanka's unbeaten 100 from just 52 balls. He was absolutely irresistible. The opener slammed 10 boundaries and 5 sixes. Kusal Mendes added a 38-ball 51 as Sri Lanka overhauled Australia's total with 2 overs to spare. For Australia to sneak through as the second-place team from their group, they now need Zimbabwe to lose both their remaining matches against Ireland and Sri Lanka, and then to defeat Oman themselves, which would bring their net run rate into play as well. We'll follow that and keep you across it. Also on Monday, England progressed through the Super 8 by defeating Italy by 24 runs. England hit 202 for 7 and then restricted Italy to 178. The Italians absolutely spirited in this tournament, and Afghanistan won by 5 wickets over the United Arab Emirates. The victors, chasing 161 for victory, got to 162 for 5 in 19.2 overs. The UAE, batting first, got to 160 for 9 in their 20-over allotment. The very latest from the T20 World Cup, of course, in the Indian subcontinent as we speak. The first match today, New Zealand defeating Canada by 8 wickets with 29 balls remaining. Canada batting first made 173 for 4. New Zealand overhauling that in just 15.1 overs, reaching 176 for 2. The match that should be ongoing as we speak has been delayed by a wet outfield. That's the 32nd match in Group B between Ireland and Zimbabwe. Australia will be watching that match very closely as well because, of course, there are some permutations that they would hope will go in their favor. And the final match today will be Nepal against Scotland. That Group C encounter, the same group that West Indies is in, that takes place at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Caribbean time. The West Indies are next in action. Their final group match on Thursday when they take on Italy. Of course, the West Indies have already progressed to the Super 8 stage. Now, the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League returns to Jamaica in 2026. In a release, CPL confirms that an agreement has been reached for the return of a Jamaica-based franchise with 4 matches scheduled to be played at the iconic Sabina Park. The announcement follows productive and collaborative discussions with the government of Jamaica through the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports and the Ministry of Tourism, resulting in CPL matches being staged in Jamaica for the first time since 2019. CEO of CPL, Pete Russell, says they are absolutely thrilled to be heading back to Jamaica in 2026 and are delighted to be working closely with the government of the country to make it happen. To the beautiful game now, football, Aston Villa got back to winning ways, while Pickett's Bullets and Old Road FC could not be separated in the ABFA Premier Division on Sunday night. That's what Terry Andrew reports.
FC Aston Villa, winners in their previous 2 matches, got back to winning ways against Garden Stars. Postway Arias was on the receiving end of a cross in the 16th minute to open the scoring. Timoy Walsh had a chance to put Garden Stars back on level terms. His attempt hit the crossbar. Then just before the halftime whistle, Arias, turn provider, found Kwame Kirby with space behind the defensive line. Kirby rounded the goalkeeper to score Villa's second. On resumption, despite persistence from Garden Stars to get back in the contest, Villa's goalkeeper Eric Moretta produced a spectacular save to keep out the opposition. At the other end, Villa capitalized on an error. Eroy Gonzalez assisted Jelani Barsi for their 3rd of the night to put the game out of reach for Garden Stars. The Stars would score a consolation in the 88th via Jariq George. Though Villa took the 3-1 win, Jawada George was sent off in injury time for a second bookable offence. Also on Sunday, Pickett's Bullets held Old Road FC to a goalless draw. Old Road's best chance came from the penalty spot, but the opportunity was denied by Bullets goalkeeper Marlon Richards. Terry Andrew, ABS Sports.
School sports now, and Christ the King High School and Princess Margaret School registered back-to-back wins on Monday in the Cool and Smooth Jomo Caribbean 13 and under secondary division. Christ the King trounced Spear Secondary School 14-5, then prevailed 8-4 over All Saints Secondary School. Princess Margaret School celebrated 2 wins as well. PMS defeated the Antigua Girls High School number 3 and number 2 teams 10-3 and 10-2 respectively, then outshot Clarehold Secondary 13-6. PMS kept its unbeaten run intact with a 7-5 victory over AGHS, a number 1 team. Of course, here we're talking about netball now at this point. In all the results, Clarehold edged Sonoma Richards Academy 7-6. AGHS number 2 team defeated its number 4 squad 7-4. So of course, a look there at some of the scores from netball. And finally, look now at basketball, because defending champions Easy Fit Flyers have been beaten in Division 1 basketball, as Terry Andrew reports.
In an intense affair, Flyers went under 96-90 to Darrell Matthew Ottos at JSC on Sunday night. Ottos jumped out to a fast start with Nick Strawler hitting 5 threes in the first period. Danny Perez was also shooting from deep as Flyers' Adonis Humphreys went to work inside the paint. Ottos led by 13 at the end of the first, and despite a desperate attempt by the Flyers, it wasn't to be. Strawler made 8 of 11 from beyond the arc, finishing with a game-high 31 points. He was assisted by Danny Perez, who sank 25 points. Christian Walker produced a double-double with 12 points and 12 rebounds. For Flyers, Kenya Acom with 25 and Adonis Humphreys with 19 and 13 rebounds came up short. Terry Andrew, ABS Sports.
More basketball, because also on Sunday, Lava Smoke Elite Stingers prevailed 91-72 over All Saints Slum. Stingers' Kiroy Lee shot 20 points and grabbed 18 boards in the win. Joshua Minna and Stephen Matthews sang 17 and 15 points respectively. Darnell Azil pulled 21 rebounds. Now for the Slum, Omar Durr and Andrew Daigle shot 17 each, and Devon Flood bagged 17 rebounds in the loss. So look, there are the sporting developments this morning, a lot to look forward to. We'll keep track more of the T20 World Cup ongoing in the Indian subcontinent. Of course, as we said, the West Indies next go in action in their final group game on Thursday against Italy. We'll see how that one unfolds. West Indies have already qualified for the Super 8 stage, of course, with a perfect 3-3 record. Up next, the current affairs segment of First Look. Ursula Johns Jr. is back. Stay with us, please.
Thank you so much for staying with us, and thanks to Garfield Burford for Sport Beat brought to us this morning. Well, we continue our coverage of the Caribbean EU Parliament. In fact, we will continue until tomorrow when it ends. We'll be going live at 9 a.m. to the conference center at the American University of Antigua. But we're bringing you several stories. One of the major stories we'll bring to you today was a major presentation by President of the Senate, the Honorable Lindsey Williams-Grant, and of course, Government Senator Kis Nathaniel Johnson. They both spoke yesterday at one of the sessions dealing with women's issues. And so we'll present to you first Kis Nathaniel Johnson's presentation, and then the main presentation by President of the Senate, Lindsey Williams-Grant.
Honorable co-chairs, excellencies, distinguished guests, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It is my distinct pleasure to bring remarks on this auspicious occasion of the Caribbean EU Parliamentary Assembly Women's Forum. The government of Antigua and Barbuda fully recognizes and appreciates the importance of proactively promoting gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls, and we have consistently sought to enact policy, legislation, and programming geared towards this. We continue to be guided by the international gender equality and human rights conventions, such as the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, in which we submitted our most recent report in 2024, the Convention to End All Forms of Violence and Discrimination against Women and Girls. This is indicative of our commitment and dedication to transparency, as well as understanding the need for monitoring and evaluation as the critical needs of women and girls continue to evolve. The theme for this forum is Women as Change Makers in Economy and Business. This is a very relevant theme, audience, because as women, we are the backbone of our economy in many ways. Across the Caribbean region, women, we aren't just passive participants in economic life. We are drivers of growth, architects of resilience, and powerful agents of change. We are the market vendors who keep local agriculture alive. We are the entrepreneurs who transform small ideas into thriving businesses. We are the professionals leading in banking, tourism, education, health, and public service. We are the innovators, building digital brands and expanding Caribbean products to global markets. These examples illustrate the multifaceted and indispensable role that we as women play within our respective economies and the inherent capacity they possess. In Antigua and Barbuda, our remarkable twin island state, there is tangible evidence of meaningful effort by our government to continue to catalyze women's role and stature within our national economic framework. Examples of this are the Prime Minister's Entrepreneurial Development Fund, a flagship government initiative aimed at supporting micro, small, and medium businesses for the creation and growth in Antigua and Barbuda. It provides low-cost financing, training, and business to support entrepreneurs, including women and youth. We also have the Antigua and Barbuda Investment Authority that plays a key role in supporting business development and investment by building capacity of small and medium-sized enterprise owners through training and technical guidance. Furthermore, in Antigua and Barbuda, we have seen women dominate within our tertiary level educational landscape, which bodes well for their economic and earning prospects. Our University of the West Indies Five Islands campus has statistics indicating that in 2025, females make up as much as 75% of total student enrollment. It is noteworthy that this is also made possible by the government of Antigua and Barbuda supporting access to higher level education through scholarships emanating from the Prime Minister's Scholarship Program, as well as the Board of Education Scholarship Program, which countless women have been able to benefit from and subsequently complete their studies and enter into the workforce qualified and confident. As this forum examines and delves into women's roles within our economies and within our businesses, I implore us all to think critically of practical and transformative policies, initiatives, and ideas that we can use as governments, as civil society, and as financial institutions to foster a macroeconomic environment that is conducive to women being able not only to participate actively, but to thrive and transcend barriers and the proverbial glass ceiling. The government of Antigua and Barbuda proudly remains committed to advancing gender equality and ensuring that we continue to create policies, programs, and mechanisms that will ensure we have national development that is inclusive and gender responsive. Thank you.
Honorable co-chairs, honorable delegates, excellencies, friends, guests, colleagues and partners, good afternoon again. When we speak about investments, trade agreements, and global gateways, all the nice things that you've had the discussion on this morning, we often focus on infrastructure, markets, and regulatory frameworks. But I want to invite us, as we deliberate on the economic and trade partnership agreement between our jurisdictions and the opportunities that this presents, I want us to consider one of the most underleveraged and underfunded investment drivers of sustainable growth within our economies: women. I call it unlocking the woman factor. It's not a societal nicety, it's an economic strategy. And if we're serious about achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, and the goals are here, I heard from Honorable Co-Chair about that the EU has established. If we are serious about building resilient Caribbean economies under this framework, then women must be at the center of that investment strategy. And we must find mechanisms to realize that untapped economic potential. Now, we all know the Sustainable Development Goals, and those recognize what empirical evidence is always established. Women in decision-making improve governance outcomes. Women entrepreneurs reinvest more in families and communities, the bedrock of our societies. And gender parity accelerates, my good sister just said that, accelerates economic growth and resilience. And if we accept all of this, because I'm sure all of us are convicted here, present now, then we must ask the question, why then is the World Economic Forum in its recent global gender gap report telling us that it's going to take 123 years to reach gender parity? You should be outraged. You should be disappointed, because it is unacceptable. The good thing is that the report also reminds us that economies that invest in their full human capital, they didn't say men, their full human capital, they didn't say women, they said full. They are more sustainable and prosperous. And I quote here, when you tap into the complete talent pool and benefit from diverse perspectives, you unlock creativity and innovation that drives real growth and productivity, end quote. The woman factor is not charity, it's economic efficiency. And in the context of the Caribbean EU partnership, this presents both a challenge and an opportunity. If our trade and investment frameworks are to yield the fullest returns, they must deliberately, not sideline, not let me think about it after, but deliberately at the time of planning and inception, incorporate gender-responsive strategies that enable women to access capital, access markets, and access leadership pathways. Now, across the Caribbean, women, we've heard, remain underrepresented in senior financial and corporate leadership, access to large-scale capital and investment networks, and my dear, very dear to my heart, political representation and decision-making structures. And since our discussion is centered in the context of the parliamentary system, it behoves me to spend a little time on the glaring gap in our parliaments here in Antigua and Barbuda. We only have 5.8% of elected members in the House of Representatives. Now that sounds nice, but the real data is 1. 1 out of 17. Now the Senate has a better and stronger representation, 41%, that's about 7 of us, but we're all appointed. And when you ask the question, when you go out and you could try to cajole, that's the word I use, and encourage women to get involved in political life, they say many things. But one of them is that access to financial networks and capital is a major, major stumbling block and barrier. Women often lack the financial support required to scale businesses, secure loans, run for office, and sustain campaigns. And so they're excluded from participating in the electoral process. Economic exclusion becomes political exclusion, and political exclusion perpetuates economic exclusion. It's time to break the cycle. And in the context of our Caribbean cultures, our societies are shaped by a history that is race and identity driven, and so representation is powerful. Young girls must see women who look like them, speak like them, share similar beginnings, and yes, they can say, she's done it, so I can do it too. Role models are economic infrastructure. In our Young Women in Leadership program that we have at the Parliament, the leadership workshop, which we will hold this year on March 5th, will showcase successful women in finance and enterprise, women who ordinarily most don't even know about. We want to normalize ambition in the financial sector. Financial empowerment and social stability is strong and key. And I've said the research and practical examples affirm that there's direct linkage between financial empowerment and education, financial disparity and domestic violence, which remains a scourge in our society, and economic insecurity and vulnerability. But when women control resources, they have choices, they have mobility, they have bargaining power, and they have safety. Financial knowledge is not simply literacy. It's protection, it's leadership, and it's freedom. So let's move beyond the talk. Let's move beyond the SDGs. Because for me, funding must follow the rhetoric. You must invest, we must invest in women-led initiatives in the blue economy, the green economy, whatever color the economy is, they must get the support. Women entrepreneurs create jobs and they drive innovation. We've heard from the Honorable Senator. In Antigua and Barbuda, the Entrepreneurial Development Fund, as the Senator has indicated, has created access for over 47% of their clients. I'm not going to spend any time on that, but what it demonstrates is that there's not just demand. It is proof that when access is granted, women deliver. And we must scale this regionally through our Caribbean EU collaboration. And my good friend Ashua has spoken about the social protection, the mechanisms that we need to put in place. Those tray vendors that the Honorable Senator spoke about, the hair braiders, the side street beach vendors, the informal sector workers, what solutions are we offering to them with respect to insurance, health coverage, pension security? How do we monetize the unpaid home care work? And I want to stop here for a minute because I just reflected on something when I said pension security. What do we do about those women who have spent all their years caring for their family, and then when they're in their 60s, their spouse says, I'm done with this marriage? What security do we have for them? What employment mechanisms are in place? What about a pension? Investing in women must include these social protection mechanisms. Economic inclusion without safety nets is incomplete. And I want to say here that we're here talking about a lot of lofty languages being used, but there's so many that do not understand the basics of finance. Basics. And so what we've done in our parliamentary outreach programs, particularly the President's 10 and the Young Women in Leadership, and let me just say the Young Women in Leadership is designed and targeting young ladies who are 18 to 30, and the President's 10 targets girls 14 to 16. So for the President's 10 mentoring program, we've had practical lessons from bankers, how to open an account, the difference between a debit and a credit card, what a loan means, what type of investment vehicles are out there and how do they benefit you and where you want to go, how can you use those. In our Women in Leadership workshop, which we will have on the 5th of March this year, we will have a bank, again, another banking institution who's partnered with the Parliament to teach saving, to teach financial independence, leadership, service, and civic participation. They will be taught how to save, again, debt management, which is a critical issue for us when we're going to get loans, asset acquisition, and wealth basics. We're bringing the financial institutions into the lives of these women. We have to meet them where it matters. Financial knowledge is a leadership tool, and leadership begins early. And I won't spend any time on the fact that we now have the University of West Indies campus here in Antigua and Barbuda, because the Honorable Senator has addressed that. But that fourth landed campus is significant. It says political will must be matched with action, and it must be executed. So the talk shop is not enough. We have to take it a bit further. It signals a significant development for our region, because education is one of the most powerful tools for women's economic empowerment. And today, the Five Islands campus stands as an indicator of that, a beacon, and it's not incidental. Real progress within our educational system demands that, because it translates into economic dividends, not just for women, for all of us. When women attain higher education, they earn more. They innovate more. They're confident enough to lead more, and they invest more in their communities. I want to spend a little time to speak about the role of the NGOs and the civic organizations, because we need that partnership. There's not enough support from the corporate sector. Corporate entities tend to say, oh, I'm full, the coffers are full, we've given enough. And I said previously, did you hear me when I said, start, when you're budgeting, don't wait until the end. It must be deliberate and intentional, the support for women activities and empowerment mechanisms. And so what we have in Antigua and Barbuda are shining examples like the partnership that CWIL has developed with the corporate society. Corporate society has funded the Fempreneur, it's feminine entrepreneur, a mixed Fempreneur fund, which supports and encourages women to develop their enterprises. And they're actually provided with some funding at the end of the initiative. They also get training on marketing and other initiatives. Now, they are now proposing what they call the She Votes Her initiative, which is to create mechanisms to support women entering elective politics, especially insofar as funding sources are concerned. Now, these are simple, structured, transparent, non-partisan mechanisms which advance the development of that untapped economic potential, we, women. There's no difficulty, or there should be no difficulty, in supporting them. I'll give you a living example. We had a session last week, an online session with our Young Women in Leadership program, and we needed resource personnel because we're debating on the 9th of March whether the Parliament, whether the country needs to revisit the cannabis legal framework in Antigua and Barbuda. And we leaned on SeaWorld to get a resource personnel from PAHO. Now, on our own, we might not have been able to tap into that resource, but because of the partnership we have, we were able to provide this educational framework for our young women. So, I'm hoping that the EU, with its more sophisticated tax structures and corporate responsibility models, can use this opportunity to share best practices on corporate social investment, tax incentives, structured gender-responsive funding, thereby incentivizing inclusive growth in our economies. The Caribbean-EU partnership is well positioned to demonstrate the inclusive economic policy that inclusive economic policy is smart economic policy. Strategic social investment strengthens labor participation and economic output. Imagine a percentage of corporate profits intentionally dedicated to business incubators, child care and support services run by NGOs, financial literacy programming and mentoring, and leadership development pipelines. An employee who knows her child is safe at work at 7 p.m. is a more productive employee. Productivity is closely tied to security, equity, and peace of mind. The woman factor is economics, not charity. The woman factor is not peripheral to our trade and investment agenda. It is integral to its success. I want to close and remind us that in 2024, the UN Secretary General, in his International Women's Day address, reminded us that, and I quote, "Investment in women reminds us that ending the patriarchy requires money on the table," end quote. I don't need to say anything else, but I will. We must invest deliberately, not symbolically. The Caribbean-EU Economic Partnership and Global Gateway Initiative must recognize this. Infrastructure without inclusion will never deliver full returns. The greatest untapped economic resource in our region is not the offshore reserves, it is our women. If we invest strategically in access to capital, education, social protection, political participation, entrepreneurial opportunity, we will not only close the gender gap, we will strengthen our economies, we will accelerate our goals, SDGs or the European goals, and we will unlock growth. Because when women rise, economies rise. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you this afternoon.
Want to stay informed about the latest developments in your community? Do you have an event or opportunity that you want to share with the public? ABS TV's Wadadli Billboard is here, your weekly destination for all things Antigua and Barbuda. Getting featured is absolutely free. You can provide your information in two convenient ways. Drop it off in person to our studios by the end of the day on Wednesdays, or email the details to programming@ab.gov.ag with the subject Wadadli Billboard. Stay connected with your Wadadli Billboard weekdays 9 a.m. and 6:05 p.m. and weekends at 6 p.m. exclusively on ABS TV.
Need to fill a prescription? Great news! The new medical benefits scheme pharmacy at Villa Polyclinic offers same-day service. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. For details on all MBS pharmacy locations and services, call 481-6366, 6367, or 6368. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. Good morning and welcome to the Angel's Birthday Corner. It is the 17th of February, so if you're celebrating your birthday and anniversary, whatever it is you're celebrating, we want to say congratulations, happy birthday. Now we move right into it and we say birthday greetings going out to our #1 daughter, sister, mother, Jacqueline Richards of Parham Town. You have greetings coming from your parents, Andrea and Lenroy Richards, sisters, Ashiki, Naya, and Leandre Richards, your son, Adonijah, and nieces and nephews, Shania, Vanaya, and nieces, and Groni. All your extended family and friends, they come together to wish you many, many more years of love and laughter. Now, 35 looks absolutely amazing on you. May this year be filled with bigger wins, deeper joy, answered prayers, and unforgettable memories. You deserve nothing but the best in life. Keep shining, and being the incredible woman that you are. A very happy, happy birthday to you. Now, birthday greetings going out to Jennifer Aubrey of Herbert's. Lots of love from your entire family circle. Wishing you the best day ever and many, many more years. We say happy 8th birthday to a sweet girl, my sweet girl Blossom. Today we celebrate not only another year of your life, but another year of joy, love, and all the laughter that you bring to our family. Watching you grow and explore the world has been the greatest adventure. Your laughter lights up our days and your curiosity inspires us all. May this year be filled with exciting discoveries, fun adventures, and all your favorite things. Have a fantastic day filled with cake, friends, and endless happiness. We are so proud of you, Blossom, with all our love from mom, dad, grandparents, and the entire family circle. Now shouting happy 6th birthday greetings to Leah Mills, who is celebrating her birthday today, coming from your parents Lee and Bernita, your sister Lena, grandparents Rose and Errol, Uncle Sean, Javon, Stafford and Roy, and your aunties Keller, Anne-Marie, and Josephine, and your cousins Royanne and Miracle, and the rest of the family circle. Wishing you all the best, cut your cake, and enjoy. Happy birthday again, Leah Mills. And as you know, it is the Angel's Birthday Corner where there's a sweet delight in every single bite. You can reach her by calling 720-3099. And if you want to get your greetings in, please remember to email programin@ab.gov.ag. Stay tuned, we'll be back with the first hour on Antigua Barbuda today.
Imagination is the beginning of creation. Imagine what you want, and we create exactly what you need. At Andrew's Creations, we offer exceptional, delectable cakes for all your special occasions. Birthdays, weddings, showers, anniversaries, graduations, baptisms, and so much more. So satisfy that craving or simply get that sumptuous cake that delights your taste buds. Our promise to you is this: there's a sweet delight in every single bite. Only from Andrew's Creations.
House Calls is television tailor-made for your health. Join ABS TV every Tuesday evening at 8:30 as we delve into all facets of your health and well-being. Hear from doctors across every area of medicine on how you can safeguard your health. Join the conversation on telephone and on social media. House Calls at 8:30 p.m. every Tuesday on ABS. To your health.
Hello, this is Sir Richie Richardson. I believe a healthy nation begins with a clean environment. Years ago, before weed whackers and lawn mowers, we used to use something called a licker. And I'm sure most of the young people today don't even know what a licker is. But it's a simple piece of flattened metal to cut the grass in and around our yard. As children, we looked forward to it because keeping the yard clean was a source of pride. That same pride is what we need today. Just like in cricket, each of us has a part to play. Whether it's cleaning up around our homes, planting a tree, planting flowers, or joining a community cleanup. Tourism is our main industry, and when visitors come, they should see the beauty of our island, not litter on our streets. Together, we can stop littering. Together, we can protect our environment. Together, we can show the world the best of who we are. Take pride, do your part, and always remember, love where you live.
Welcome back to Antigua Barbuda. Today, it's now time for us to recap the top stories we carried in local news this morning. It's now 7:08 a.m. The top stories: talks are to resume today after delegates shifted from the conference table to the reception at the Hodges Bay Resort and Spa last evening. Of course, we're referring to the ongoing Caribbean EU parliamentary meetings. They began yesterday, and we'll have the second day for you today from 9:30 this morning, live across all ABS platforms. Those talks conclude tomorrow, Wednesday. Well, Prime Minister Brown has mounted a strong defense of regional citizenship by investment programs, urging European partners to keep dialogue open. Of course, those programs, Antigua Planned Parenthood Association says planning ahead crucial for healthier families as countries push the SDG targets. Of course, a troubling report from UNICEF late last week about high child mortality and maternal rates still. And a taximan, who is also a carpenter, has walked free after a High Court jury returned a not guilty verdict in the December 2022 rape case. A very interesting story that we brought to you last evening and this morning. All right, that does it for a look back at the top local stories. Our midday newscast will perhaps be preempted by our live coverage of the ongoing Caribbean EU parliamentary sittings. Of course, in our first hour, we brought to you from the women's meetings or gender meetings, presentations by Kis Nathaniel Johnson and Alincia Williams Grant, of course, both in the upper house of Parliament here in Antigua Barbuda. Okay, so it's time now to jump into our discussion for this morning. And of course, Raynell Carroll, the beautiful Raynell Carroll, has joined us back on the couch. On the set. Yes. It's not a couch. Raynell, how are you?
Morning, I'm well. I like your pink, Ursula.
Thank you so much.
Looking quite
I didn't realize I'll be on TV so much today. I have to go host the Caribbean EU Parliament in the pink suit. So
well,
we shall see how that goes.
You're always well prepared.
Mentally, at least.
Let's get inspired right
Indeed,
away,
we need it.
Dr. Ned?
In order to be successful, you need a goal. You need something to aim at. So look in your heart, find out what is it that I can do, and I alone, which if done well, will make a real difference. And do that. What's your goal? Write that down, and I'll see you next time.
Ursula, I believe one of your goals could be to be a marriage officer.
I believe so too.
Oh, okay. Once we believe it, you write it down and you can achieve it.
You know, his answer reminded me of a popular question asked in pageantry, you know, what does success mean to you, or how do you define success? And, you know, a lot of girls struggle with that answer. But he says, find what you're passionate about, find what you may be good at, and measure it in those small accomplishments. And I think it's very sound advice.
And it was very short, but of course to the point, because success really is no straight line. Exactly. You know, you really just got to write it down and get to it. We also need to see what our proverb is for today, what they're beating up for Black History Month. Passing Christen Epicnifos.
Yes, indeed. So everyone looks after his or her own interest or takes care of his or her own first.
Yeah, I think we got this one before, and this one is very local to us.
It bears repeating.
And the thing is, it really is true. You know, persons look after their own interests first, and then anything else comes after. Unless it's very rare you'd find somebody taking care of someone else rather than their own, but we also hear that blood is thicker than water.
But I've been decrying this for as long as I've been an adult. I hate nepotism. Like, you run a company or you're managing a business and your child or your cousin or your friend must get first dibs. I'm all for networking, so I know you, and you run a business and I say, hey, my daughter is so, look at her application, that's fine, that's networking. But nepotism, where you deliberately hire people in your family or in your circle to work with you, sometimes they're not the best employees. You will soon find out. I hate that.
I'll keep my mouth zipped on this one.
Oh, oh yes, I remember. Yes, you told me a story yesterday. See? You shared a story with me yesterday.
Oh boy, I think God said I laughed too hard. My side got a little pull right there. But you know what? We have a lot coming up for you this morning. So we'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with more.
Seen an environmental issue that needs attention? Or have questions about a project in your community? Our team at the Department of Environment is here to help you and make sure development stays sustainable and responsible. Visit environment.gov.ag and head to the contact page. We're ready to assist. And now you know, this has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Visit myiNetHome.apua.ag to view your iNet home internet and landline bills, make payments, and manage your account details. To sign up, visit myiNetHome.apua.ag and get a recent bill to fill in your required details. Look out for more exciting updates from iNet Home in 2025. We're just getting started.
The FIFA World Cup is coming, and all eyes are on Lamine Yamal.
You like it?
Reporting live from Caribbean Union Bank's press conference, where bank representatives will address its customers and the media, explaining just how CUB simplifies life through its financing.
Today, my team and I will share with you how CUB's financial solutions are designed to simplify your life. Now, let's open the floor for any questions that you may have.
How can you help me as a retiree?
That's a good question. We offer customized retirement solutions at competitive rates.
How easy is it for me to switch my mortgage to CUB?
With attractive interest rates and minimal switching fees, CUB makes switching mortgages easy.
Do you offer point-of-sale machines?
Absolutely. All point-of-sale systems can speed up checkout and boost sales.
Those were great questions, and our team is here to further support you. We're Caribbean Union Bank, the bank that cares, and our doors are open to welcome you.
Welcome back to Antigua Barbuda today. A unique opportunity is now open for skilled builders and craft people in Antigua and Barbuda to receive world-class training in heritage conservation and climate resilience construction through a special collaboration between the King's Foundation and the Antigua and Barbuda College of Advanced Studies and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. A fully funded building craft program will take participants to the UK this April. So joining us to share more is Patrice Francis, and she is a past building craft program participant. So she's going to tell us why probably you should apply. Good morning, Patrice.
Good morning.
And how are you this morning?
I'm all right.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Now you're speaking from the perspective of a past participant. Tell us what allowed you 8 years ago to apply for this opportunity.
All right, so the opportunity came about by a specialized arrangement and opportunity through my affiliation with the Government House Restoration Initiative. And there, at the time, West Wing Reconstruction.
And what was going through your mind at that time? Were you nervous? Did you think that this was an opportunity that you would not have ever seen coming your way?
Yes, at first, building craft or building traditional craft, at first had no clue what's that, right? But with a bit of research, I was able to clue in and zone in onto what the details were about it. So to say initially yes, my nerves, Yeah, I was very nervous. And then after the research, understanding what it's really truly about and how it could help me with the project, the restoration project of the West Wing, it helped to regulate my nerves.
And let's speak about what the experience was like when you transitioned from Antigua to the UK. And did you do 4 weeks as well?
No, I did 3 weeks. It was during the summer, July 9th to the 27th. And the King's Foundation, well, the Prince Foundation at the time was very welcoming. They checked in all the time, being an Antiguan delegate. And they checked in all the time, sent helpful tips on how to navigate. My program was 3 weeks, like I said, and the first week was in London, doing sketches, arts, having appreciation of the geometry and architecture of London-type structures or historical structures. And then the second week was craft week, where we traveled from London to Scotland at the Dumfries House Estate. And so we embarked on a full week, 5 days of training, engaging in 5 different crafts. Stone masonry, similar to what is being advertised now. Stone masonry, timber, construction, pageting, heather thatching, and lime plastering.
Wow.
Yes.
And was there any particular moment that stood out for you on the program? And I'm sure persons are listening and they want to know, what is your line of study? What is your craft that made you so interested in this? So was there a particular time in the training that stood out to you?
I'm an engineer in the construction field. So our general thing in Antigua is, if it's old and derelict, break it down. And so the government house started this initiative where to help bring in an additional product into our tourism industry to restore the West Wing. And so with that background, construction background, this opportunity came about, of course, and there were a few of the courses, workshops, where I said definitely we could use this. Lime plastering was one of them, stone masonry, timber. But I think the most memorable part of it was the tour of the Dumfries House Estate, where you could actually see how all of these skilled crafts were being utilized to restore this treasure. The Dumfries House Estate is an 18th century house that the King Charles, well, Prince at the time that I went, restored in 2007. So you got an idea of the importance of the course, protecting and preserving these skills to be utilized in restoring such a structure.
Yeah, and I think you're so right, because we've heard a lot of conversations recently around restoration, and you spoke about when we see a derelict building, all we want to do is break it down, but this training could really help. Now, we're seeing the flyer, but before we get into how persons can apply, let's speak about how because you mentioned you're an engineer, how did it elevate your professional credibility and overall confidence?
Well, traveling to the UK, engaging in this course, you see how collaboration and teamwork can guide the process and the final outcome, as well as you see the collaboration of the different tradespeople. Even more so, I do get occasional consultation. How would my approach be, given my experience on certain things?
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, this building craft program covers accommodations, flight, you have meal stipends. Let's speak about how rare this type of opportunity is and why persons should take advantage of it.
All right, so for any applicant, the two main concerns are generally the tuition and accommodation. It's extremely rare that you have an institution that's willing to, more or less, put up full funding, as well as there's an added bonus where you have travel fare as well as accommodation. And so the program really covers a trifecta of any expenses that really define for an applicant affordability.
Well, that's amazing. And if there's someone who's listening to you right now as a past participant, let's say someone they might be qualified or they think they're underqualified, what would you say to them to encourage them to apply for this opportunity?
It's a great opportunity, especially if this is your passion or your interest. I mean, to create a generational skill in any one of the outlined crafts is important. To be able to learn from traditional skill masters in a location where prides itself on restoration and also perfects these skills is even more truly important and a lifetime opportunity. And to finally transition from basic construction qualifications to a master, these craftsperson to employ these skills to restore is also a great opportunity.
Well, that's amazing. Now, I know that persons can reach out to apply by calling 727-8785. But again, final words on how this, you think, would impact someone who really wants to take the training.
It's really, so from my personal perspective, if I did not embark on the course, then I would just simply continue working in construction. But I would say that I will definitely be at a disadvantage had missed out on such an opportunity to experience this, to really, truly learn the skill and to preserve and restore an authentic heritage site is also important.
Well, thank you so much, Patrice. And I'm sure you would have captured the attention of someone who wasn't sure. So we really appreciate you joining us this morning. Well, as you heard, the Building Craft program is actually, the closing date is the 20th, so we're 2 days away. I'm going to ask them just to put back up that flyer for you so that you can see. And to apply, you can always reach out to 727-8785. You can call or you can email Jenny Hartley at the King's Foundation UK. And the closing date is the 20th, so that is actually coming up this week, and you have the opportunity for fully funded opportunity from April to May. This is a collaboration with the King's Foundation UK, the Antigua and Barbuda College of Advanced Study, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You can also visit the Antigua and Barbuda College of Advanced Studies Facebook page, and there you will find the link to the Google form so that you can apply for this amazing opportunity. But remember, you have to hurry because it is the 20th, that is the closing date. Stay tuned, we'll be back with more.
Do you know that if you're a skilled mason, carpenter, or tradesperson, you can take your craft to a world-class level? The King's Foundation, in collaboration with ABCAS and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, presents the Building Craft program. Travel to the UK this April for 4 weeks of hands-on workshops in sustainable and climate-resilient building. Best of all, your tuition, UK accommodation, and return flights are all provided. You just need a passport, building experience, and a drive to lead the next generation of master craftspeople. But hurry, the deadline to apply is Friday, February 20th. Call Raynell Carroll at 727-8785 or email jenny.hartley@kingsfoundation.org today. And now you know, this has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like your boat when you're at sea and you get away from everything. Your home and the security of your daughter's things. And the car that you've had for too long, but after all these years, you just can't let go. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
Get unbeatable value you'll love. Find it only at Quartz. We've got the best range in appliances, electronics, furniture, and so much more with the best quality and the best prices. Get a free gift with purchase on select items. Save 20% on select bases when you purchase the matching mattress. Take advantage of great deals and huge savings. Treat yourself. Keep your cash with Quartz Ready Finance. Unbeatable value only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply. Offer ends February 28, 2026.
Caution! Yeah. Kid Fresh in the building. You know it's your boy Richie. And we have an important announcement today. Antigua and Barbuda, while you're walking left to right, we'd like you to pick up each and every garbage you see. Don't throw your garbage any and anywhere. Not even in a bush, not on the road, not anywhere. Throw it in a garbage. Dispose of it correctly. Richie, what say? Of course, do that. Important. Keep Antigua clean. Keep Antigua nice. From the morning sun to the moonlight. Love this land. It's yours and mine. Keep it clean. Keep it fine. Richie, what about the garbage? Take it and put it in the rubbish. The road is not the dump, okay? Right. Let's just keep it clean. Just keep Antigua and Barbuda clean. Let's keep it flourishing. Let's keep it looking good. Let's take up our garbage and keep it cleaner, man. Keep Antigua clean. Keep Antigua nice. From the morning sun to the cool light. Love this land. It's yours and mine. Keep it clean. Keep it fine. What was that? Keep it fine. Caution says so. Dispose the garbage. Your money dead.
Welcome back to Antigua Barbuda. Today it's time for our second interview of the second hour. We can tell that our land and our reefs are deeply connected, and the way we manage our environment today will shape the future of our communities. So joining us today for this interview is Haldane Spencer, Environment Officer at the National Parks Antigua, and Shanna Challenger, Consultant, to discuss an upcoming community session focused on land use and its impact on our reefs, fishing and everyday life within the Nelson's Dockyard National Park. Of course, it will extend to the rest of Antigua Barbuda. Spencer and Challenger, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to both of you. The first time seeing you for the new year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Spencer, let's begin with you and set the scene for us, the parameters, terms of reference consultant. That's the term you're familiar with. Background of the national parks and, of course, the genesis of the project that was necessary to bring Shanna on.
All right, good morning. So the Nelson's Dockyard National Park is in the south of Antigua. The boundaries, it is 15.87 square miles in size, and roughly 40% of that is marine, so seawater, and the other 60 would be terrestrial or land. Within those boundaries, you have the communities of English Harbour, Piccadilly, Cobb's Cross. You have Turtle Bay, which is on a bluff more towards the western side, and then going way west, you have the rendezvous area going towards Carlisle Bay. So if you know Carlisle Bay, there's a bluff on the eastern side of the bay, and that is the extent of the boundaries of the park to the west, connecting, which would be just connecting to Cades Reef. And then on the eastern side of the park, the boundary would be at Memorial Bay or St. James Club Hotel. And then it goes as far north as Horsford Hill, just after the Liberty Burial Ground. If you're coming over the hill, that's where you enter the park, and then it goes way out to sea, maybe, a few kilometers out to sea. So that's the boundary of the national park. In terms of this project that we're doing, the park boundaries, when it was created in 1984, with the creation of the park itself, the boundaries followed a ridge to reef model. So you have the ridge line of Monks Hill and the Sugarloaf and Cherry Hill, those high areas in the park, and it flows down to sea. So anything that happens on land, eventually it will end up into the sea. And so this project, this EBA, which stands for Ecosystem-Based Adaptation project that the National Parks has entered in partnership with IHO, is facilitating 2 workshops. One workshop will be land management, and the other workshop will be sustainable fisheries techniques. And so this is where Ms. Challenger comes in. She was hired as the consultant, and she will assist us in facilitating these workshops and bringing out what we ourselves have learned through a consultation that we had last week with the regulatory agencies on the island, agencies such as NODS, Legal Affairs. We also had with us CBH, yes. And a few other agencies, sorry for missing out anyone. But yes, you get the idea. This was what we did last week to get all the information we need to bring to the communities on how they can better manage their space.
And Ms. Challenger, your expertise in environmental awareness and management, very well now. We don't even need to recap your CV. But in terms of connecting, making the link that Mr. Spencer spoke about earlier, land use and reefs and land use and marine resources generally, what is that link? I know he said pretty briefly that what we do on land affects the reef, but could you explain something?
So I think a common misconception that people have is that the park is only down by Dockyard, right? You think only when you reach down there, that is when you're in the park. But as Haldane just explained, it expands. It starts all the way Monks Hill, Horsford Hill, going all the way to St. James. And so if you think about what the coastline, I know that's going down that Horsford Hill, that's one of my favorite views in Antigua and Barbuda and Redonda. But going down that hill, you see that hilly coastline and you see those lovely bays, and you have to think that anything that happens up in the land is going down into the sea. So any clearing you do, so you know in Antigua, we love to clear land, we love to clean, we like every single bush cut down, nothing tall, just soil, right? But when we do that, that is contributing to erosion. Where's the erosion going? Back down into the sea. When we're using any pesticides, any fertilizers, where is that going? Into the sea. When people are complaining about drainage and flooding, and I don't know why my yard flooding all of a sudden, maybe it's something that happened higher up. And I think within the park, because of course it is a protected area, it is a World Heritage Site, there are some other considerations you have to make. There's also community members. There's also, of course, the very thriving yachting sector down there. So there's a lot of mixed-use activities happening. And what we hope to see through these workshops is kind of emphasizing that connection between the land and our coastal and marine environments, because the National Parks Authority does a lot of work restoring and monitoring these ecosystems, but we need to hear from the community, because a lot of times, yes, we're the scientists and we can say what should work, but the people who have been living in the park for all of these years, we want to hear from you. And I am just, you know, the neutral person. I'm not working for the Parks Authority. I'm not wearing my other hat. I just want to hear from the community so that we can inform some of the management and the plans that the National Parks Authority has.
And I'm glad that the National Parks is very big, I must say, Mr. Spencer, on hearing voices of the community, whether it's from the historical perspective or now the land use perspective. I'm very happy that you are big on participation from the local communities. In terms of the driving force for people to get involved, what do you want them to know as they attend these workshops, and perhaps some of the stories that they can come with, because sometimes it's very difficult to engender people to come and participate in these sessions?
So one of the major things that I would love people to understand coming out of this workshop is how to clear land, or the sustainable practices that we can do to ensure that we keep our spaces clean and we keep our spaces, so let me just revert a bit. Okay. Within the national park's boundaries, so the park is category 6, IUCN category 6 protected area. So although it is a national park and it is protected, category 6 means that it promotes mixed use. So we are promoting economic growth and mixed use of the space. So within the park, of course, you have residents, you have schools, you have churches, you have nightclubs, you have bars. It is a wide range of activity. And so a lot of the land in the park is private land, and we cannot, well, people always say, you can't tell me what to do with my land, right? And so this is where the National Parks Authority comes in. We want to bring guidance. You know, we don't want to be this overarching figure that just come and trumps down on everyone and tell you, no, you can't do this. We want to bring guidance and have partnership with the community members. And so this is where this workshop comes in. We would have engaged forestry, and they would have given us guidance in how we should go about cleaning land, rather than just bulldozing everything and keeping your land flat and completely cleared of vegetation, which prevents erosion. We will engage in new methods and work along with the communities in how we can get that done.
And what are some of those practical, hands-on techniques that you're hoping to pass on? And how can, and who should be at these meetings to be able to glean what you're saying? Because my guidance here says farmers and fisher folk, but certainly you want a lot of other people to be involved.
Yes, yes. So this goes beyond farmers and fisher folk. These go to the residents, the business owners within the park. Everyone who lives and operates in that space, basically. That's who we would like to have join us. You asked about some of the techniques. So one practical method of clearing your land is called strip clearing. So you clear narrow strips. So for example, some people like to clear their land to look for their boundaries. You bring a surveyor, you want to find your boundaries. So what we would advise is using the strip clearing method, where you clean a small strip of land that would lead you to your boundaries and you come right around. Like Shannon mentioned, it's traditional for people to clear land. People think thief in the bush. You have rat in the bush next to your land. So you want to keep your land clean so that no thieves are around. But there are methods to go about doing it that are not so destructive.
From an environmental management perspective, what do you think about what's been said here in terms of the sustainable use of the land? We know your background, of course. So this, as you said, it's not just for residents, it's for business owners, etc. We talk about maintaining the integrity of the environment.
So I think a big thing to note about this session is, like Haldane mentioned, last week we had a meeting with the regulatory agencies. And I know me as a layman, sometimes I get confused as, okay, DCA doing what, forestry does what, lands does what. And so the good thing is we've done that work for you. So we've sat down and figured out, okay, what is everybody's mandate? How does it relate to the park? And where are the areas that intersect? So even if you want to develop within the park, we'll be able to provide you some guidance on, okay, this is the steps. When it comes to having a piece of land or anything within the park, there are also some cultural resources that could be there. So if, for example, you start digging and you find remains of an archaeological site or something, National Parks Authority has to get involved. And I think one of the key things that has come up is that it's better to go to the authorities first, figure out what the process is, and then go, rather than starting and then, you know, oh Lord, they don't want black people for strive, they don't want, you know, everybody just want to fight our way down, you know? And it's not that. And I think a key thing with these agencies is that they have legislation, they have authorities, they have things that they do need to make sure are happening. And it's not because they want to stop all activities. It's just that we need to be sustainable in the way that we're doing. So like you were mentioning, because of climate change and the things that are happening, we cannot necessarily build in the ways that we used to. I know Ambassador Camacho Thomas would have mentioned in the meeting about drainage and how everybody has just their pipe running into the water, running into the road right now. You know, what are the impacts of that? What are the options that are possible for the communities? And I think knowledge is power. And a lot of times people, no matter who you are, this is again, this is a call for anybody within the national parks boundaries. We want you to come out. We don't want, this is not another talk shop. We really want to hear what you have to say. And maybe we can't fix every single thing because we know how this is good. You know, it's good to vent about all the environmental issues, but we want to be able to prioritize, okay, what are the top 3 issues we're seeing in the community, and what are the top 3 solutions that we can implement so that things are better, not just for us right now, but also for future generations.
And as you mentioned, finding an archaeological site when you're clearing your land. I once heard that somebody found a burial site.
Yes.
And then, of course, the national parks and CBH have to both get involved, I fear that I hope that never happens.
I know, and it's because of the area and the history and the culture of the area, it is something that happens. And so we just want to encourage everybody to come to this session. Yes, there's going to be refreshments. We're not bringing you in to feed you, right? But we're calling everybody Cubs Cross Primary School tomorrow, 5:30 p.m., and have your voice heard. And I'll also do a shameless plug that next week, if you missed the one tomorrow, you can come next week again. We're doing one focused on the fisheries and marine sector. So anybody, if you touch the water at all within the national parks, if you like to snorkel at Galleon, like to go to Carpenter's Rock to take pictures, come on out. We want to hear from you.
And give us the details of the meetings tomorrow and next week, and then we'll ask Mrs. Spencer to come in with just plainly stating what the end game is here, what we hope to accomplish from these engagements.
Yes, so you're seeing the lovely flyer on the screen. So happening tomorrow, 18th February from 5:30 to 8:30, we'll be talking about what the regulatory agencies do, what are the challenges we see in the park, what are the solutions we can implement, and how your voice is going to be heard. And then we're doing it again on the 25th, right there at Cubs Cross Primary again from 5:30. And that one will be more focused on the marine aspect. And we'll even have a coral restoration demonstration with Mr. Camacho, so you can definitely look out for that and scan the QR code to register.
So they need to register? Or?
Yes, there's a QR code on their screen right now, so they can definitely do that. But even if you don't register, just show up. Even if you can't stay for the whole thing, just show up. We will also be publishing what we have found as well, so just keep your eyes out for that update.
Because I want to tell you that people in my age group don't know about no QR code, so we might just need to show up and hopefully we'll be let in.
Aren't we in the same age
No,
group?
we are not, Charlie. We are definitely not. Mr. Spencer, what's the end game here? Just state it plainly for us.
Okay. We have two major projects coming up. We have a marine spatial plan and a natural resources management plan. And so with these two major projects on the horizon, we want a better relationship with the community members and residents in the park. And I think that's the end goal. We have a mantra in our department. It's the Natural Resources Management Department of the National Parks. It's learn, love, and protect. So first, you have to learn about something. And once you learn about something, you'll be able to love it, and then you can protect it. So we want them to learn about the space that we're living in, firstly. And then from learning about it, we hope that you can love the space even more, and then you will see the need of protecting that space.
Excellent. Thank you so very much, both of you, for joining us this morning. I know that some of us are now wishing that we live in the National Park area, particularly when Clifton heard refreshments. His interest got piqued. So we're hoping that there's full turnout tomorrow. Yes. Cubs Cross Primary, 5:30 to 8:30, and their refreshments to keep you for the 3 hours. So. Did I say for the 3 hours? Yes, hopefully they are enough.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Harley Spencer and Shana Challenger, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Let's take a break and we'll come back. Much more here on Antigua Barbuda today. The second hour continues.
Do you know that if you're a skilled mason, carpenter, or tradesperson, you can take your craft to a world-class level? The King's Foundation, in collaboration with ABCAS and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, presents the Building Craft Program. Travel to the UK this April for 4 weeks of hands-on workshops in sustainable and climate-resilient building. Best of all, your tuition, UK accommodation, and return flights are all provided. You just need a passport, building experience, and a drive to lead the next generation of master craftspeople. But hurry, the deadline to apply is Friday, February 20th. Call Raynell Carroll at 727-8785 or email jenny.hartley@kingsfoundation.org today. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update. Do you know that your community group or farm could soon be powered by the sun? The Department of the Environment is giving away high-powered 8,000 lumen solar streetlights. Whether you're a part of a church, school, or a farming collective, this is your chance to light up your space safely and sustainably. You'll receive the full kit, from the pole to the solar panel. You handle the installation, and the equipment is yours to help our island stay green. Don't stay in the dark. Visit environment.gov.ag to apply. The deadline is February 20th. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda public information update. Do you know that keeping our food safe is the first step to a healthy community? The Central Board of Health is inviting all current and prospective food handlers to the upcoming training at the Multipurpose Cultural Center this March. Whether you're a new applicant or just need a renewal, this certified. Registration is only $50 at the CBH office on Upper Church Street. Just remember to bring your photo or your old badge and leave the little ones at home. No children are allowed. Space is limited to 80 people per session, so register early. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda public information update.
Reporting live from Caribbean Union Bank's press conference, where bank representatives will address its customers and the media, explaining just how CUB simplifies life through its financing.
Today, my team and I will share with you how CUB's financial solutions are designed to simplify your life. Now, let's open the floor for any questions that you may have.
How can you help me as a retirement?
That's a good question. We offer customized retirement solutions at competitive rates.
How easy is it for me to switch my mortgage to CUB?
With attractive interest rates and minimal switching fees, CUB makes switching mortgages easy.
Do you offer point-of-sale machines?
Absolutely. All point-of-sale systems can speed up checkout and boost sales.
Those were great questions, and our team is here to further support you. We're Caribbean Union Bank, the bank that cares, and our doors are open to welcome you.
We're continuing our state of interviews right here on Antigua Barbuda today, this Tuesday. Liat Air is making travel more accessible with its exciting advanced 30-day promotion and early bird sale, offering amazing fares to its destinations, including Jamaica, St. Lucia, and Grenada. So joining us this morning to tell us more about these special offers and what you can expect is Tito Thomas. He's Sales and Marketing Supervisor at Liat Air. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Welcome back to the coach.
Good morning. Good morning.
I keep saying the
Thanks,
coach,
sir.
the set. The set.
No worries.
All
no
right.
worries.
Let's talk about Liat Air. Of course, you know, that's our airline.
Sure.
Talk about Liat and its role in connecting the region.
First off, I'd like to say thanks for having me, for sure. Working at Liat Air is quite exciting. I mean, we understand the heritage from 1974, just building on that legacy that exists right now. What I can say, we have a very eclectic group that's working diligently just to keep the name alive, keep regional travel alive as well too. We understand the importance of sustainable regional inter-Caribbean travel, so we make sure that we keep our focus there. Again, it's Antigua's home base, so I'm very proud to rep it as well too, but it's still heavily rooted within the Caribbean, so that's the main goal right now, to just connect our families and connect our Caribbean people. You know, given the climate that we're in right now in terms of the
geopolitics.
Correct. It's very important now that we pull together and just explore each other's island and push the regional integration and regional travel as well too.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Look inwards and intra-regional travel. I like what you said, sustainable travel,
Correct.
because that's
Sure.
what we're really looking for, something that's long-lasting. You have a special promotion, though. Your advanced 30-day promotion. Tell us about it.
So the advanced 30-day promotion is pretty much just to reward persons for booking early. So what we want persons to do, if you already know your travel date, it's best you book early. Take advantage of those low fares that we have right now. Again, our main goal is to boost inter-Caribbean travel, make sure that persons get from point A to point B in comfort, in style. Again, we do understand the climate that we're in, so a lot of persons move around just for work as well too, so we want to accommodate those persons as well too, or those potential passengers. Also, you know, we have family members in other territories, students are traveling, so we just want to touch every passenger point possible and making sure that persons have the opportunity to move around and to travel as well too.
Yeah, and I'm glad you put the picture of Carnival there. People have already planned to go to several other islands for Carnival. It's a perfect time to book early, particularly since you know
For sure. So that's one of the main goals as well too. I mean, Grenada, as you can see, Dominica Carnival is happening, Trinidad Carnival is happening right now. Persons took advantage of that. Right now, you know, Grenada Carnival is one of the most popular carnival and it's growing as well too. We had a lot of attractions for that destination. So we made sure we put things in place. We have St. Vincent Carnival that's coming up, Barbados as well. Antigua, of course, we want to attract persons into Antigua as well. The tourism board I must commend them because they're working diligently and hard to make sure to attract persons to Antigua. So we want to make sure we capture those persons as well too. But also, for those who are not traveling from a FET standpoint, we know we have the churches, the groups that goes out for Easter and other events and so on, especially around the carnival time as well too. So we want to make sure that we touch, again, every corner point, every passenger. And our goal is pretty much to make sure that regional travel is not just only affordable, but you get the best service possible as well too.
And I'm glad you mentioned churches because they're businessmen as well, and women, because there's, for example, the Caribbean Investment Summit happening in St. Lucia in May. So lots of those things happening across the region that we can benefit, of course, from these early bird years.
We have CHT as well too, is happening in Antigua as well too.
Exactly. Let's talk, because, can we see the flyer up again? Because I see an asterisk there. So Thomas, can you tell, are these tax-free or taxes?
So no, so these are taxes included.
Okay, great.
So we made sure to put those because, again, we see what is happening in the space. We've heard feedback, so we made sure to put those as well too. But again, there are some terms and conditions apply. Because you're booking early, you give yourself that space to make sure that you book those flights and the dates that you want to travel. Because that's the beauty about taking advantage of those fares, right? But if for any situation that you would have to change your fare, there's just a small fee that you incur.
Of course.
And then the changes in the fare. But pretty much it's just what you see there is what we're offering to the public.
And are those already in effect, and for how long will they last?
No, those are in effect. So for the promotion is open until seats last, and seats are filling up fast. So we'll just look in to see how long we can stretch it out for. But you have certain selective routes that we're trying to stimulate as well too, and we're trying to bring some awareness to as well too. Routes like Grenada, for sure. Again, we saw a lot of passengers going to Grenada within that short space for Carnival. And then what we found coming out is that after that Carnival period, persons are now more interested into that region. So we're looking to stimulate that market as well too. Also, we are looking to start our operations in Guadeloupe. Nice. We're aiming for the 1st of May to have our inaugural flight to Guadeloupe. And then we're looking by July 2nd to have a flight between Guadeloupe and Montego Bay. And just to give you a rundown of some of the territories that we do, destinations that we do operate. Start from the top, from north to south. So we start with Jamaica, BVI, Tortola. We have Antigua, of course, Dominica, St. Kitts, St. Vincent, Grenada, St. Lucia, Barbados, Guyana, of course, Trinidad. And in Guyana, we do both Ogle and Georgetown. We've seen a strong demand from Ogle here in Antigua as well, too. And from between Barbados and Ogle, we've had some requests as it pertains to that route. So we have developed a route between Barbados and Ogle as well, too. So we just want to let the public know, again, our goal is pretty much just to connect the Caribbean with proper service, sustainability, and just reliability as well, too.
Totally off script here, but how are we looking with the South American market? That's still under
So yes, so that's something that we're working on for sure. There's some big news coming for this year, for 2026. I'm super excited about it. But again, I don't want to jump the gun. I know ABS is home, Antigua is home, so when I'm ready to make that announcement, we'll definitely be revisiting here and just make sure we get that announcement out to everyone.
Those of us who've had the opportunity to fly late here can expect more than just good rates, of course. The aspects of the service that are unmatched. Talk to us about the other amenities, facilities that Liat Air has to offer.
For sure. So I must commend our C-suite from our CEO come all the way down. We have this mantra called SOAR. So it's about service excellence, openness, accountability, and resilience. And it's very important that we, again, coming out of the legacy of Liat, we have to maintain certain core values, and it represents Antigua as well too. So service excellence is one of them. Openness, I mean, things do happen, and we make sure we're open with the public and let them know how we're just to be super transparent and let them know what's happening on a day-to-day basis. We don't always get it right, so accountability is a good thing. It builds trust, it builds understanding as well too. And again, it's a home-based airline. We're going into our 2nd year. It's a startup, so persons have that understanding and appreciate it a lot, and they support a lot. And resilient. Again, we're not here just for short term. We're here to have the legacy like what was set before us and to build on and to build on that as well too. So for us, that's where we are right now. So, and that's our mantra, and we're building on that for sure.
Well, it takes a very strong mindset to concede that you don't always get it right. I know that, I mean, I traveled with Liat most recently in December and had to cancel my flight, but service recovery is excellent.
Of course.
They called, they rebooked for free, offered me a free bag on check.
Of course, yes.
So, I mean, like you said, we don't always get things right, but if you can employ the tenets of service recovery. Yeah,
no, of course. Again, and that's one of the reasons why this promotion is awesome as well, too, because it puts persons in the space to book early, to plan early. It gives us a way to manage the load as well, too. The demand is growing, so we decided, listen, let's force persons to not book last minute and try to bring them out a little bit earlier, because I don't want to say it's unfair, but we live in a capitalist country, and this is the system we're living in. But sometimes it hurts me when persons like try to book a flight 2 days or 3 days or maybe a week in advance, and our flights are sold out. So we decided to come up with this promotion just to give persons more advantage to book early, and also the great rates that we have afforded to them as well.
All right. Now, do we have to go to the website to book these rates?
No, of course. So it's across all platforms. You can check your travel agents, but also you can go to www.flyliatair, FLYLIATAIR.com. So it's Flyliatair, or you can call our Customer Experience Center at 268-713-5428. For persons who want to book groups, you can call that number as well, too. It's 713-5428. You can call me at 736-9473. If you want to book groups, again, we're open to corporate, so we do have a corporate account as well, too. So we do understand that we have some small businesses and some big businesses as well, too, and corporate clients. So if you're interested, again, my number is 736-9473, or you can call the CX or Customer Experience Center, 268-713-5428. And then also we have a very unique service that we offer. It's called Quick Pack. So we do understand that right now students are traveling for university. You might have a family member that you want to send something to in a different territory. So we have a service called Quick Pack. So that's a service that we utilize. We want to speak to a lot of small businesses as well, too, because, again, we're about regional integration and connecting the Caribbean. So we don't want small businesses to just think local. We want them to think regional as well, too. And Quick Pack is a service that can afford them to, you know, when you make something similar like this and somebody, we know we have the Instagram and the Facebook and the marketplaces. When somebody reach out, our service is available, and we have affordable rates as well, too. And we're about just connecting the Caribbean as well.
Excellent. Can we catch you on Judgment Square anytime soon?
Yes. So
I know that's where I book my tickets.
yes. It's a popular spot. Yeah. So we're looking to do other promotions. So in order to find out about that, I just want to reiterate to follow our social media pages at Fly Liat Air across our social media platforms. Also, we do have a WhatsApp channel. It's Liat Air. So you can log on to our WhatsApp channel as well, too. When you go on our website, you can subscribe to our newsletter. So there's no reason for you to not know when we're doing that other promotion, and that's where we made that announcement.
All right, shout out to your flight attendants as well.
No, of course.
Those are my people.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Tito, for joining us this morning.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Marketing Supervisor there at Liat Air. Joining us for our interview this morning. It's just about 8 a.m. We're about to enter the third hour of the show. We have so much more coming up, but we'll take a break and be right back here with you.
This Love Month, put heart health first. Join the Medical Benefits Scheme's Steps for Life Heartbeat Walk on Sunday, 22nd February 2026 at 3:30 p.m. Starting at the MBS headquarters, we'll walk to Old Palm Road and return to MBS. Dress in creative green and bring someone you love. Prizes for the best green attire in 3 categories: couples, children 5 to 11, and seniors 60 plus. Register today at mbsprevention@mbs.gov.ag or call 481-6352 or 6266. Follow us on social media for updates, and let's step for life.
Cut! Where's the car?
Don't stress when your getaway car gets away. Have peace of mind with CG United Comprehensive Motor Insurance.
CG United. Good like that.
Looking for an affordable home? Chopper has 4 beautiful models starting at just $117,000. These homes are eco-friendly, fire-resistant, and built to withstand even Category 5 hurricanes, giving you peace of mind. Learn more by visiting Visit Chopper and checking out the HBJ International, Guejo Antigua, or Innova tabs. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Government is always moving, and every week decisions are being made that affect all of us. On Government in Motion, we follow the agenda. We show how policy turns into action on the ground. And we sit down with the people responsible. This is Government in Motion, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. on ABS Television.
Listen up. This isn't just another project. It's a chance to build the future of our nation. The government of Antigua and Barbuda has secured major investment through the Caribbean Development Bank to rehabilitate our nation's primary roadways, and we want our experts leading the way. We are officially calling on all local contractors to step up and submit your bids. This is your opportunity to put your crew to work, grow your business, and build the infrastructure that will protect our roads, homes, and businesses for decades to come. The funds are secured. The projects are ready. We just need you. Visit ab.gov.ag right now for full bidding details.
Deadline for submission, March 5th, 2 p.m.
Let's build a stronger Antigua and Barbuda together. This is a message from the government of Antigua and Barbuda.
Welcome back to Antigua Barbuda. Today it is now time for This Day in, can't say it like Steve, in history. Alicia?
I will play no parts of that.
This Day in History.
Quite a few things happened, Alicia. One I know that stands out to us based on the movie that we were speaking about is the Jeffrey Dahmer, the serial killer. How unfortunate, but you know, watching that movie and seeing the documentary, he had no emotions or feelings.
You know what stood out to me about that movie? Because I was saying for the rest of the history, 3/4 of the history, I was not a being yet. But this actually happened in 1992. I would have been 2 years old, and I'm not telling my age, but you know, I would have been 2 years old. But in the movie, there was this black woman, his neighbor, who kept calling the police. And she was like, no, something's weird's going on, something. And they never came, or they brushed her off. And at the end of the movie, she was so emotional, because she's like, I told you, I told you. Yeah. Obviously, that was after he ate people and killed people.
Of course, so she felt like she failed them, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So that was very unfortunate.
It was.
But the movie's an eye-opener, because he was a very quiet person. So it's almost as if he operated in the dark. It's not somebody that drew attention to themselves. You know, there are people who say things, oh, I'm going to kill you, whatever. And you're like, no, you probably killed this person. Like, it happens so undercover sometimes that it's frightening.
Yeah, it's frightening indeed. And we also saw the anti-corruption protests in Haiti. And it's always something that we see. But I believe at that time they became more vocal. They were totally against it. And it was almost like a rebellion. But many things keep happening and repeating itself. Are you realizing that history comes back around?
I think I was discussing that with someone this morning in relation to what is even happening in Venezuela, because you had the whole uprising, the movement to decentralize the U.S., and now we look like we're back to square one. And then who knows, in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll have another uprising again, somebody else, not a Chavez, but somebody else saying, no, we've had enough because the Venezuelan people aren't benefiting from what they're getting. So the world is a cycle.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. That was this day in history. And guess what? We did a lot more talking on this than Steve and I would, because we're always a little bit left behind in the past. And we are going to have our APUA update. Let's see if Trina is on the line. Good morning, Trina. Okay, perhaps Trina will be back with us when we take a break. Trina, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
how are you?
I'm doing well. Give us our APUA updates for the day, and I hope you're doing amazing too.
I'm doing great, honestly. But today will be a pretty short update. We don't have any scheduled electricity maintenance work today. So let me jump right in with the mobile payment center. Today, our bus will be located at the Bailey supermarket. You guys could see them there in Falmouth from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and pay your bills on the road, see them conveniently, even get your iNet services, including top-ups. So you guys could see them at Bailey Supermarket today. Like I said, we don't have any electricity maintenance today, but we will be having quite a bit tomorrow. However, if you are experiencing some type of outage, you could go ahead and call our fault hotline number at 311 for electricity. We do have some updates on water. The issues that I would have noted yesterday, including the areas like Skirts Bashville, Nelson's Dockyard, etc., that would have been out of water, that has been rectified, thankfully. We do have an issue currently with a ruptured main, and that would be in a section of Point. But it has been isolated, and we are going to be dealing with that ruptured main hopefully today, this morning. So as soon as they're done with that, they will be ensuring that the regular general public would have access to water immediately thereafter. So please look out for that. Also, we do have an update on our reverse osmosis plant. For Ivan Rodriguez, we have been having some mechanical issues. However, again, that is something that we plan to rectify today. So any customers who would be serviced by this reverse osmosis plant would be expecting some low pressure this morning. However, as the day progresses, we do expect that there will be improvements. Let me tell you which areas would be affected by that. That would be Coolidge, Shoals Development, Hodges Bay, Cedar Grove, Royal Gardens, Mount Pleasant, Longford, Crosby's, Blue Waters, Paradise View. You guys can expect some better service as the day progresses. So, of course, if you are experiencing some disruption outside of what I just mentioned, you could go ahead and give us a call at 211 for waterfalls. And that's majorly it for today. If you're experiencing some fault with your telecoms or your internet, give us a call at 611. We do have our dedicated team, and we are ready to serve. We hope that there is no disruption outside of what we would have mentioned, but things happen. And like I said, we are here, we are ready, we are listening and seeing how we could best get that sorted for you as soon as possible.
Thank you so much, Trina. Do have a beautiful day today.
You have a wonderful one.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned with us. We have more coming up for you on Antigua Barbuda today.
Evening falls and shadows play. We
flip the switch, you light the way. You power dreams, our hopes, our lives. A steady force, a trusted light.
From every source you make the way, working hard to serve us every day, turning challenge into water flow, pushing forward, steady as we go.
APUA, united in service, we rise with you, bringing the best of what you do. From power to water to every device, you are the pulse of our land, necessary for life. APUA, united in service, we rise with you, bringing the best of what you do. From power to water to every device, you are the pulse of our land, necessary for life. APUA.
Right along with our next interview segment. Now, as part of efforts or ongoing efforts to support cancer awareness and care in Antigua and Barbuda, CIBC Caribbean continues its impactful Walk for the Cure initiative with a special event, Music for Cancer, or Music for the Cure. Joining us today are Natasha Charles, manager of Walk for the Cure, Joy Marie Joseph, committee member for Walk for the Cure, and Genesis Williams, student and MC for Music for the Cure. They're here to tell us how this event will combine music and community and purpose in support of a worthy cause. Welcome all.
Good morning.
Natasha, we'll start off with you. Tell us about what Music for the Cure is and how it ties into the walk.
Okay, so good morning, and first allow me to thank ABS for having us here again this morning to promote Music for the Cure. We want to thank all our sponsors, our Walk for the Cure partners. Each year they have added so much value to these fundraising events. We have seen Walk for the Cure grow from 2011, and we're now in our 15th year, 2026. So we are elated. You would have seen us just a few weeks ago make a donation of $177,000 to Breast Friends and the Celeste Bird Medical Center. And so this year, we have to exceed this target. So Music for the Cure came about last year. This is our second edition. And it is a platform for us to give the youth and a platform to show their talents and give back while raising awareness at the same time. Music for the Cure, to me, is like almost succession planning. So when we have retired, we have the younger ones coming forward and understanding the importance of giving back. So we're really looking forward to this second year. Last year we had a small crowd. This year we want to make it even bigger. And as you go along, you will hear some of the amazing things that Joy Marie will share as to what you can expect from Music for the Cure 2026.
No, the Cancer for the Cure, Walk for the Cure initiative, you mentioned 15 years. That's a milestone philanthropic activity in and of itself. Have you ever calculated how much the walk was able to generate in total throughout that 15 years?
Yes.
Because that's a lot of help.
A lot. And for looking at the last 6 years, because when we started Walk for the Cure, it was just about the walk, and we used to have a little in-house activities. Some day you wear color, you wear pink, you wear yellow, depending on the cancer. And 6 years ago, we decided, you know, we need to be able to give more. When you listen to the amount of monies it costs just for treatment, we need to put more into this so that we can give back more. And we grew the event by adding more fundraising activities. Even during COVID, we came up with Drive for the Cure and Hike for the Cure. So we were able to do a lot more. And so for the last 6 years, we have donated over $600,000 to Breast Friends and Sir Lester Bird Medical Oncology Department. So it's been amazing.
What are some of the stories that you hear? Obviously, you might have had some exposure with these patients, these cancer patients. What are some of the stories that touch you when you get there?
Okay, some of the touching stories we've had over the years, inviting survivors who would have worked along with Breast Friends, and you hear how the monies are going to work. You learn that these monies are paying for persons to go abroad for treatment. Recently, Colombia was added, and not only the patients are going for treatment, you're also giving monies to help family members, which is so important to have a family member with you in this difficult time. Just even yesterday, an individual contacted me and they were looking for Breast Friends because they have somebody in Colombia and they just wanted somebody to just give them some support, some encouragement. So when we put these monies into Breast Friends and when we put the monies into the oncology department, we are providing treatment, we are providing support, even the diet plan. You would not be, when you think about cancer, you think chemo.
Right.
But when you have cancer, you have to have a special diet. We had a staff member some years ago, because we have also been in touch at CIBC, who had cancer, and just to buy the stoma, I think it's called the stoma bag for persons with colon cancer, that is just $13. And you can imagine that's not something you can wash out and use again. So you can imagine the cost it takes just to pay for these. So we are really grateful for all our sponsors, the team, the Walk for the Cure committee, for all that everybody is coming together to do, the general public, and just understand that when you donate to, people hear CIBC and think bank, but when you donate, you're donating to such a worthy cause.
Right. Joy Marie, tell me a bit about your role in this year's activity.
Okay, so I'm also a member of the Walk for the Cure committee. I would be hosting alongside Miss Genesis over here. This year we have a packed lineup. So if you missed Music for the Cure 2025, Music for the Cure 2026 is the place to be. We have a packed lineup this year. You can expect singing, dancing, guitars, piano, pan music, and the piano. We will have rising star Enoch, the winner of Praise Break Gospel Quest Anu and Barbuda 2025, who will be returning. He was also a part of Music for the Cure last year. We also have other upcoming powerhouse singers. We have Alia Alfred, Janelle Michael, Chloe Lewis, Elijah Richards, and Emma Turner. We have Island Creative Dancers and Roman Catholic Liturgical Dancers. We have Amelie Peterson on piano. We have Zane Williams on guitar. We have Tristan. We have Isabel Nicholas doing instrumentals. We also have performances from Erlings and Freemansville Primary School. We have performances from Piers Secondary School and Spring Gardens Moravian Church Orchestra. Music for the Cure 2026 is an experience that you guys do not want to miss. So all proceeds raised from this event will go towards our annual donation to Breast Friends and the Oncology Department at Sir Lester Bird Medical Center for the support that they continuously provide for our cancer patients.
Now, Genesis is such a small person taking on this big challenge. Tell us firstly how she got involved, and of course Genesis afterwards tell us about how persons can purchase tickets as well.
Okay, so Genesis, she's actually my daughter, and Genesis has been involved in Walk for the Cure since she's about 2. I used to actually put her on my back and had her going along on the walk. And so she has been involved, whether helping us to pack bags, sell shirts, help with registration on the day, and to share refreshments. So she's been involved and just trying to guide her as well as a youth coming up. and teaching her the importance of giving back.
And of course, that probably has a profound bearing on the school that she attends. You know, perhaps your schoolmates see you on TV and they get even more interested in what you're doing. Have you had people come up to you at school and ask you about it?
Not really.
But after this, you might. Maybe. So tell us, how can persons purchase tickets for this event?
Music for the Cure will take place on Sunday, March 1st, 4 p.m. at Spring Gardens Moravian Church. Early bird tickets are now available for $10, more on the day of the event. For tickets, visit CIBC Caribbean Old Palm Road branch. Ask for Natasha, Joy Marie, or Jarla, or call 484-5137, or 484-5068, or 484-5092. And after listening to Joy Marie, I'm sure you can agree that Music for the Cure is going to be amazing. Don't miss this event.
She started like she practiced that. Good job, good job. Very good voice talent. We might have to recruit her. Yeah. But Natasha, tell us though, because Music for the Cure is just one component of the cancer care activities that you guys do at CIBC. Tell us about the bigger picture, what you guys try to achieve year on year.
Okay, so year on year, we're trying to come up with new events to capture the interest of several different persons and get more support. So our calendar of events are going to be, will come out just now. And for this year, we will have some repeat of events from last year. So we'll have Music for the Cure is our first. We'll have Gala for the Cure at Galley Bay Resorts. We will have Sail for the Cure is going to be a new event that's coming. We have Jam for the Cure t-shirt mask. We have an ongoing raffle that is taking place. We have Hike for the Cure for those who like to hike, because when Music for the Cure is usually, Walk for the Cure, sorry, is an afternoon event, hot sun. Some persons don't like afternoon, they like early morning. So during COVID, we came up with that and it kept it, and it has been going well for the early morning walkers. And the Walk for the Cure this year is going to be October 3rd. And we will also introduce another event to encourage the youths to be a part of this event, where we do like a literature essay competition that will end at the end of the year.
So it's a packed calendar year.
Yes, packed calendar year for 15. As I said, we have to exceed 177,000, and I must say, for the last 6 years, every year we have grown from strength to strength, and we have increased the monies that we raise. So this year, no different. So we're looking forward to the support of everyone. And before I cut off, I just want to say thank you to Spring Gardens Moravian for providing us with a venue for a second year. I also would like to thank Claudine Benjamin from Abiso and Mrs. Lewis from Ministry of Arts. Both persons would have helped us year 1 and year 2 in finding talent to perform, and we're really grateful. Claudine is busy putting on Inspire, and she still made time for us, and I'm really and truly grateful for her support.
Well, she spoke to them yesterday, and they're excited for their event as well. But you said that this has grown from strength to strength. Why do you think that is? Because I remember once upon a time, cancer was kind of taboo, because people thought, well, no, it's only some people get it. I won't get it, you won't get it. That can't happen to my daughter because she's too young. Do you think that's a reason why people are now coming forward and participating, because it's affected them personally?
Absolutely. So you're seeing more families touched, and as I said, us at CIBC, we have been touched. It's so many persons affected by this horrible disease. We see more persons coming out, the sponsors as well. They have shared stories that they have members. I remember one year at Carlisle Bay when we were doing our handover, and an employee came and she just wanted to say thank you, because she was also, she benefited from the support that we would have raised, the monies we would have raised through Breast Friends. And so it's generally everybody. Cancer is just everywhere. I pray that we find a cure soon to bring this to an end. And We just want to continue to encourage persons to support this initiative and give back. You're saving lives when you donate to Walk for the Cure.
I don't know a better way to end than that. And for those of you joining us on TV, I hope you guys do participate. And if you can participate, if you can't be here, is there a way that they could donate?
Certainly. So you can make a donation. You can visit the branch. Soon we'll have our app up. Usually when things get started, we have an app on our online banking that you can make a donation straight from your account. You can also visit a branch. You can come to Music for the Cure, make a donation. You can come to any of the events and make a donation. We welcome it, no matter how small. We welcome. And again, Antigua, thank you so much for your support.
Okay. Thank you guys for joining us and for the important work that you continue to do. Just a reminder, Music for the Cure takes place on Sunday, March 1st, 2026 from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the Spring Gardens Moravian Church. Tickets for adults is $10 and persons under 18 enter free, with tickets available at TIBC Caribbean's Old Palm Road branch. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We have more AB Today coming up after this break.
Why is your phone making that sound?
Girl, you didn't get the warning. A tsunami is coming. We have to get to higher ground now.
You know, I'm not on Facebook and all those social media stuff.
Facebook? I'm not talking about Facebook. Look, girl, you better get with the technology and get the CAP app on your phone. You get a warning for any kind of disaster as soon as the authority knows.
What?
The app on your phone. Come, let's go.
I'll wait for the news.
Me gone.
Go ahead.
Don't be left behind. Be alert. Stay ready. Get CAP. Be prepared. A message from NODS and the partnership between UNDP, SEDIMA, OCHA, IFRC, and funded by European Union Civil Protection and Humanitarian Aid. Prepare Caribbean.
This very moment, we believe in you as you believe in yourself, in your desire to secure a future there when you're needed most. Because confidence comes from understanding you're always in safe hands, and the security of knowing these are the moments for every achievement, every step of the way. Live in a better state of mind with State Insurance Company Limited.
Welcome back. The Antigua and Barbuda National Music Awards are back, celebrating the outstanding contributions of musicians, producers, writers, and creatives across Antigua and Barbuda. Now, joining us this morning is Can Cordes, Director of Culture at the Ministry of Creative Industry, who is here to tell us about the nomination process, what's new this year, and what we can expect from this highly anticipated awards ceremony on February 26th. He's joining us on Zoom. We want to say welcome and thank you for joining us. Can, how are you doing this morning?
I am a bit tired, but I am good.
I'm not able to hear you. I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you now. How are you doing this morning?
I said I'm tired, but I'm good.
Are you tired because you won awards?
I'm tired because I'm actually in Trinidad. Just completing, a panorama season here, where we won the competition of the Republic Bank Exodus here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, you said that so modestly here. Like you weren't jumping up and celebrating after you won.
Well, I'm still trying to recover from very long nights. Yeah, but I mean, it's been good. But certainly, I know we're here to talk about the National Music Awards, which comes up on the 26th of February. And not necessarily to talk about the nomination process, because that process is closed, but really to just give an update on the awards and where we are, and what we've been seeing. So if I can. For the 2025 National Music Awards, which considers the period January to December 2025. This year, we'll be looking at some expanded categories for the Music Awards, and that's something that we're extremely excited about. We would have closed the nomination process roughly just a bit over 2 weeks ago, and would have received just a bit over 70 nominations across all categories, which is something growing or expanding from last year. This week, the team, they go about just finalizing the process of the judges meeting to deliberate on, the winners of some of those categories. And later this evening, the team will be launching the People's Choice categories with all of the nominees for the 2025 awards. And what we want to do, I'm here as the chairman of the awards, is to tell people, go on out and vote this evening, and that will be running for until I think on Saturday. I'll double check that. But all that information will be online on social media. So for this year, some of the new things that we'd have done for the Antigua and Barbuda National Music Awards was the expansion of categories, including a junior category, School Steel Band of the Year. We'd have expanded in areas such as the MC of the year, which is the massive ceremonies of the year, things like large-scale event or niche event of the year. Because these areas also affect very much what happens in the music industry. One of the things that we were very happy about this year was, being able to speak with quite a bit of the private institutions, the businesses, them coming on board to present awards. And we're happy, to have confirmed businesses such as Coonan's Food, Rovere Medical, Community First, with Kentucky Fried KFC, I'm sorry, Premier Beverages, ECAP, who am I missing? We'll update all of the lists online very shortly. But state insurance, cooperation, I did mention Community First. And why is that so different for us this year? Is that one of the things we wanted to do with this award is see how we can bring people together, how we can get people, the community, both private and the public, to sort of just merge together in celebrating our musicians and people that are part of the music industry. So for this year, this is a new thing. So these awards will be presented by these companies on the night of the awards, and we're going to see a very exciting awards. This, as I mentioned, again, people, here to inform you that the voting for the People's Choice Awards starts this evening, Tuesday, the 17th of February, and will run for the next few days. So go on out and vote for your areas of choice.
Right. Now, we've seen music awards being hosted in Antigua and Barbuda before, but this, of course, is a national music award. What sets it apart, in your opinion?
Well, for this one, it's when you talk about national, you're talking about one of the highest awards you'll be able to achieve, in the country, outside of the national honors, that happened at independence. One of the conversations that we've had in establishing this award, it was, yes, there are other music awards out there, there are other arts awards, so why is there a need for a national music award? And for us, it's very simple. I mean, how do musicians and creatives access accolades without people putting on an award? I'm so sorry. Sorry.
Sure.
When you look around our communities, we actually need people to honor the people within their spaces. And it would be good for the local fraternities and associations to host their own awards because they have certain different criteria. They've been looking at different things in honoring their creatives. So we ask people, to have those awards. It doesn't separate, it doesn't negate from us, the Ministry of Creative Industries who host these awards for hosting the awards, right? For us, we really want to see how we can continue to support and honor and this particular platform to educate creatives and the Antigua and Barbuda populace about the creatives that exist within our spaces. The music awards last year, what we saw, particularly at the ceremony, was a community of creatives that for some of them, they didn't even know the others existed because we operate in such different spaces. So, for example, you would have seen dancehall artists that have been doing well, hitting the charts all over the region, connecting with soca artists who, which we are a bit more familiar with. You may see gospel artists connected with Panis and, maybe potential collaborations coming out in the future. But certainly for us to all celebrate, the contributions. The design of the awards, it's a little different from other awards as well. So in previous years when they would have had music awards, it would have been just honoring people for, 15, 20, 30 years of contribution. This particular awards has three different major categories. One of them is the My Awards, which is the Musician of the Year Awards that honors for a particular period. As I mentioned, for this year, the 2025 awards considers January to December 2025, and that's for the Musician of the Year Awards. There's also a category called the Special Recognition category for those musicians, music entities that would have contributed significantly, for 10 years or more, or would have done something remarkable that, we think needs to be recognized. And that's something that the committee and the Ministry of Creative Industries heavily recognizes or honors the people within this particular category. And then there's a lifetime achievement. And I want to announce that this year we'll have our first posthumous award given for lifetime achievement. So definitely listen out for that. Big part of the award is, and I mentioned it just shortly earlier, was really for us to look at it as an educational tool. So people to understand who exists. When we mention names, Burning Flames is a big name, right? But when we mention names like Burning Flames or the Short Shirts or the Swallows or what's his name? Vince McCoy and people who would have contributed significantly for 30, 40 years. These are names that, 10 years from now, people who are now being born, my daughters who are 6 and 9, they may not have been around when they would have been in their prime. The awards afford us an opportunity to educate them about, their prowess, the level of contribution they would have made. And I just mentioned a few names, but there are quite a bit of others, the Jagger Martins of the world, the Shelley Tobits of the world. It would have afforded our community the opportunity to see the contributions and to honor the contributions of creatives like these. And we continue to advise that, communities, the art communities, that they celebrate, their creatives as well.
Now, you answered one of my questions, which was, would this be country or culturally specific, which obviously it is based on the categories. And it also gives participants an opportunity to network, as you said, with other musicians. But tell me, so far, how has the response or the reception been from the music community? And why is it important for persons to participate and vote?
Why is it important? Again, the entire idea about the awards and awards in general is to really honor people. And we really need to show people that we appreciate the level of their contribution, whether it be just in a year or whether it be for a lifetime. You have among you creatives who would have, changed the landscape of performance, entertainment in Antigua and Barbuda. And I'll even go as far as to say the region and the world. When we talk about our recently knighted sirs in, Burning Flames, right? And the way that they changed soca and party music here in the Caribbean, they would have been one of the first recipients of the Lifetime Achievement Award last year, right? We need to continue to celebrate that, to encourage them, that, listen, your value is much more than, you just being an entertainer, but you would have changed lives and inspired so many, right? So, it's for us, on the ground, it's for us to see opportunities like these and look around in your communities and say, listen, I want to nominate, and I want to vote for this person because I see the value of the contributions that they've made. I mean, while I'm here, I'd also like to say one of the growing concerns that we've had as a committee was is really in the nomination process, right? We don't feel like, even though, we're getting to people, and we had a conversation just last night about, after this 2025 awards, how can we continue to engage and educate people about nominating? There is, though the response has been greater this year than last year, and last year we had an amazing year. So this year will be an even better year. We still feel like, there's a lack of core or strong nomination interests, so sometimes you're having conversations and people like, I'm not sure how to nominate, or if I do know how to nominate, I'm not accustomed to nominate, so the nomination process is, it's different. We don't sit in a room and just decide, hey, ABS gets the award, right? People have to nominate for these particular categories, and based on the profile that they would have submitted, based on the contributions they would have submitted for the period, or if it's special recognition, lifetime achievement for their, for their tenure. That is what the judges would look at. I mean, and even for the People's Choice Awards, I mean, when you make those nominations, they go through a sort of verification process on their profiles as well. And then, they get put up for People's Choice voting. So, we encourage people, because we don't, I mean, even from the ministry level, though we may engage many of the musicians and creatives, there are people out there that are doing amazing things that you just don't hear of. I mean, we tend to call them the unsung heroes. We would have seen quite a bit of them, which is why we create platforms like these, right? I mean, you're out there are people that are affecting people, probably even doing things like music schools, teaching kids or children music in the afternoon. These are things that needs to be recognized. Right? And what we ask, from the government of Antigua and Barbuda level is that you simply nominate them, right? And if you feel that you're deserving of an award, the award is in such a way that you can even nominate yourself, right? You submit your profile based on, what you would have accomplished in the period 2025, January 2025 to December, or, for special recognition or lifetime achievement. But what we'd love to see is for people to do, spend a bit more time just happily nominating, right? It is better, but we still need to do a bit more work there. And then one of the things that came out of the conversation is that maybe we need to work on some sort of profile building seminar, for creatives generally. Because, some of the profiles that come in really will require, some rewriting and, going back and listen, it needs a bit more detail. That's from the administrative subcommittee. That's one of the concerns that they've had. So, we're learning as well, as we go forward. But this year we will see, an even better music awards and an exciting show on the 26th of February. And that will be held at AUA.
All right, Ken, I want to thank you so much for joining us and sharing this important information. The Antigua and Barbuda National Music Awards continue to play a vital role in recognizing and uplifting the incredible talent within our creative community. Don't forget, nominations are now open, so be sure to submit and support your favorite local artists and creators.
Nominations are closed. Voting will open this evening.
Closed?
Yeah, nominations are closed. Sorry.
Can't nominate no more, but you can vote.
Can't nominate vote.
Right.
But you're free, as soon as we launch for 2026 awards, you're free to nominate at that point in time. But we ask people that when the voting polls open later this evening, I think it's about 5 p.m. this evening, I stand corrected, but you'll see on our social media, go out and vote. Vote for your favorite best recording artists, your DJ of the year, your band of the year, your jam band of the year, your sound of the year, your MC of the year, your large-scale event, niche event of the year. Go out and vote for the ones that you think are deserving of national honors.
All right, Ken, thank you very much. When we return, we'll meet some very active little people, so stay tuned.
This very moment, we believe in you as you believe in yourself, in your desire to secure secure a future. There, when you're needed most. Because confidence comes from understanding you're always in safe hands. And the security of knowing these are the moments for every achievement, every step of the way. Live in a better state of mind with State Insurance Company Limited.
Need to fill a prescription? Great news! The new medical benefits scheme pharmacy at Villa Polyclinic offers same-day service. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. For details on all MBS pharmacy locations and services, call 481-6366, 6367, or 6368. And now you know. This has been a Government of Antigua and Barbuda Public Information Update.
Get unbeatable value you'll love. Find it only at Courts. We've got the best range in appliances, electronics, furniture, and so much more with the best quality and the best prices. Get a free gift with purchase on select items. Save 20% on select bases when you purchase the matching mattress. Take advantage of great deals and huge savings. Treat yourself. Keep your cash with Courts Ready Finance. Unbeatable value only at Courts. Bringing value home. Conditions apply. Offer ends February 28, 2026.
Visit myinethome.apua.ag to view your iNet home internet and landline bills, make payments, and manage your account details. To sign up, visit myinethome.apua.ag and get a recent bill to fill in your required details. Look out for more exciting updates from iNet Home in 2025. We're just getting started.
Reporting live from Caribbean Union Bank's press conference, where bank representatives will address its customers and the media, explaining just how CUB simplifies life through its financing.
Today, my team and I will share with you how CUB's financial solutions are designed to simplify your life. Now, let's open the floor for any questions that you may have.
How can you help me as a retiree?
That's a good question. We offer customized retirement solutions at competitive rates.
How easy is it for me to switch my mortgage to CUB?
With attractive interest rates and minimal switching fees, CUB makes switching mortgages easy.
Do you offer point of sale machines?
Absolutely. All point of sale systems can speed up checkout and boost sales.
Those were great questions, and our team is here to further support you. We're Caribbean Union Bank, the bank that cares, and our doors are open to welcome you.
Welcome back to Antigua Barbuda. Today, Calypso has always been a powerful voice of our culture, storytelling, our history, identity, and pride. This Black History Month, that legacy continues through the voices of our young people at the Villa Primary School annual Liquorman Pell Black History Month Calypso competition under the theme Embracing Our Roots Through Cultural Diversity. 10 talented young Calypsonians will take the stage to showcase their creativity, confidence, and cultural pride right here in Antigua and Barbuda. So joining us this morning, we have the Rising Stars themselves, and we also have the co-chair, who is Miss Green, and the chairperson of this year's committee, Miss Joseph. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Let's say it again bright. We're going to say good morning after two. After two, 1, 2.
Good morning, Antigua and Barbuda.
That is so beautiful. Now, before we get to these young rising stars, Ms. Joseph, I want for you to tell us about the competition and the planning committee this year.
Okay, so the Villa Primary School Liquorman Pell Calypso competition is an event that the Villa Primary School has every year in order to celebrate our Black heritage and to bring awareness to the Black history. And it's something that we're very proud of. It was started by Miss Green, and this year she has passed it on to me, and I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Oh, this is amazing. And you know, the great thing about it as well is that these students have the opportunity not only to participate, but they help to write, they get to learn performance, and we have Sweet Melody, who is the reigning princess. How are you this morning?
I am feeling amazing this morning.
Oh, that's great. So
Well,
now-
I'm a little bit sick, but I am recovering.
Oh, that is good. Well, you're recovering because the competition is coming soon, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, tell us your name again, let everyone know why they should come out, and then pass the mic down so that everyone can introduce themselves.
All right. Good morning, Antigua and Barbuda. My name is Jada Beard, and I am 11 years old. My stage name is Sweet Melody. The title of my song is I Am Not Afraid. The writer of my song is Joel Beard, and the arranger of my song is Mr. Jagger Martin. I hear old people saying things were different in their time. Families would be praying. Wait, if you think you're going to hear all of my song, not today. Come on out on the 25th of February at the Villa Primary School at 5 o'clock to see me win back my crown and see the talents of all our young Calypsonians. And don't forget to go on the Villa Primary School Facebook page and vote for me for People's Choice Awards.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right, the competition is on. Go right ahead.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Azara Connor. I'm 9 years old and I'm in the 4th grade. My calypso name is D. Razor. The title of my song is The Time Is Now. The writer of my song is Richie Francis and the arranger of my song is Mr. Jagger Martin. I said the time is now. I said the time is now. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? Wait. You want to hear all my song? You have to come on out on the 25th of February at 5 p.m. to watch me mash up that stage and win that crown. Thank you.
Wow.
Good morning, Antigua and Barbuda. My name is Trisania Sterling, a.k.a. Princess Sanya. I am 9 years old. I am in grade 4, and the title of my song is Wholesome Life, and the writer of my song is Dr. Solo, and the arranger of my song is Mr. Jagger Martin. Live wholesome life, young people, live wholesome life. Stop shooting and killing with guns and knives. Wait, y'all think I'm gonna sing all of my song? Come on the 25th of February to see me perform and all these other contestants.
Good stuff. Pass the mic down.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Jessna Williams. I'm from grade 4. The name of my song is Take Me Back. My calypso name is Calypso Warrior.
Good.
They teach me about slavery and its cruelty over 400 years. No. Y'all think I was going to sing my whole song? No. Come on the 25th of February to see me beat all of these Calypsonians.
Well, you know what? We know everybody wants to give a piece of their song, so I'm just going to ask you to say the name and your calypso name, and then everybody will come to the show so that we can hear. Just because, you know, we're pressed for time, but we're loving it so much this morning. Pass the mic down.
My name is Aiden Montalban. I'm in grade 3. My calypso name is Calypso Is. The title of my song is A Child's Prayer. The writer of my song is Bandit. The arranger of my song is Mr. Jagger Martin.
Good job. Pass the mic back. Oh, he wants to sing his.
She said that.
Oh.
You want to sing the part, but
don't worry. We will be there, and I'm sure we'll be able to still bring it back as well. Go right ahead.
Good day, everyone. My name is Kiziawa, also known as Shazzy. I am 11 years old and I am in the 6th grade. The writer of my song is Destroyer Senior. The name of my song is Message to the Youth, and the arranger of my song is Mr. Jagger Martin.
Awesome.
Good morning, Antigua. My name is Antonio. I'm 11 years old. I'm in the 6th grade. The writer of my song is Faithful. The arranger of my song is Mr. Jagger Martin. Thank you.
Yay. We have 3 more.
My name is Rebecca Lashley. My stage name is Singing Tanya. The title of my song is Redemption. The writer of my song is King Zakari, and the arranger is Mr. Jagger Martin.
Awesome. Some strong voices.
Good afternoon, Antigua and Barbuda.
Good morning. You ready?
Good morning, Antigua and Barbuda. This is your boy, Will Roberts, a.k.a. Epic. I'm 9 years old. I'm in the grade 4. The producer of my song is Mr. Jagger Martin, and the writer is Rafik Edwards, a.k.a. Lyrical Red.
And last but not least this morning, tell us your name and what you're singing.
Good morning, Antigua and Barbuda. My name is Selena Murphy, and I'm 10 years young. You're looking at the Royal Element. I am in the 5th grade. The name of my song is Crying for Africa, and the writer and the arranger is Mr. Jagger Martin. Come on out on the 25th of February to see me set this is stage on fire. Remember me say, me never come for top. Me come for make the kaiser walk. That bun you?
Yes, and that was how we wrapped up this morning. Now, Miss Green, tell us where we can get tickets and how persons can support just before we go this morning.
All right, so we're here. We're basically here to pick some numbers first before we wrap up. Yes, so of course you can come at the Villa Primary School and purchase. Parents will be selling, and of course the Calypsonians.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to let everyone pick and hold their numbers.
All right, so
and then we will reveal it at another time. Go right ahead. Hold it. Go ahead, move right down. Move right down. Hold it close to your chest. Don't say anything yet. Don't say anything yet. Hold it.
Close it. Good.
Hold it. Now everybody,
hold it, close
wait until we get to everyone, and then you're going to open it, and you're going to look. And you're going to hold it until we get all set. They're already telling each other. Wow. We just want to know who got number 1. Come on, who got number 1? Keziah, is it you?
Okay, they can reveal. Okay, so we have open your number. Open quick.
Hold it up in front of you.
Calypso Ace is number 2. Show your number 2. And Princess Sanya, number 10. And the Queen,
turn this way.
Sweet Melody, number 7. And the Eraser, number 6, Shazzy. Number 3, Shazzy. And number 8, Mighty Max.
Oh,
no. Number 1, Singing Tanya. Number 4 is Calypso Warrior.
Hey, I'm next. Ooh, 5th.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Second to last one,
9th, all right. So the Royal Element, number 9, and Epic is number 5. So thank you. We appreciate all the support.
Well, you know
Come
what?
on out.
I know this is going to be great because everyone introduced themselves so well. Elisha, this is going to be one that's exciting. And, you know, as we wrap things up this morning, we want to say thank you so much for joining us. So on behalf of the entire cast and crew, Elisha, my name is Raynell Carroll.
And I'm Alicia George. And don't forget to join the little people because they're excited to put the art form on Showcase for you. Until tomorrow.